Hey y'all, let me get over here to my comments. Hey Eve, darling, Squirrely Girl, Angie's Life, Pink Butterfly, Auntie M. Hey girl, good to see you, Auntie M. You too, everybody else. This is kind of an impromptu live. You guys know how I am. If I got something on my mind. Got my laundry done this morning, took a nice shower, got all clean. Just weird stuff, you guys. Weird stuff going on. I'm going to use my laptop here to pull myself up so I can see my chat a little bit better. So, how are you guys today on this beautiful Saturday? I was going to do some painting today, but my paint didn't arrive. So, here's me and my big coffee cup. All right. First, I want to show you guys Justin put out a little short that I'm going to share with you guys real quick while we're waiting. I don't know if anybody else will come in. Hey, Sassy Brenda. Justin put this out. So let's share it and see what he says. This is about Daisy and the Brandy incident.
Than Bluebird. She could have done that.
Okay, wait. I need to start.
Brandy could have done that in private. To insult Dawn and insult me. And I'm not making excuses for her.
Sorry, you guys.
She knew exactly what she was doing. I don't want to hear that. She knew exactly what she was doing. I have put her son's face and name out here. So I don't want to hear about it. She knew exactly what she done. She's not an innocent angel in this at all. She was condescending and she was very mean to get on YouTube and do what she did. And I don't feel sorry for her at all.
What actually do you think that she did, Daisy? Have you went back and even listened to that? Seriously. I mean, I don't go back and listen to my stuff, but have you went back and listened to that?
After she done that to me. I'm calling it how it is. You can say what you want to say, but Brandy knew exactly what she was doing when she came up here to hurt me. Stop with Brandy, please. She's respectfully asked you not to associate. Let me tell you something, Bluebird. She could have done that.
I'm playing it again.
Brandy could have done that in private.
Hey, Annabelle.
To insult Dawn and insult me.
Really, Daisy, are you Don Wells's protector? I just want to know. Are you Don Wells's protector? Why do you feel like you have to protect Don and Candace Wells? Huh? Are y'all seeing dollar signs? I kind of see dollar signs. Hey, Harper.
And I'm not making excuses for her. She knew exactly what she was doing. I don't want to hear that. She knew exactly what she was doing. I have put her son's face and name out here. So I don't want to hear about it. She knew.
It's not about putting his face out there. Hey, Katie Ann. It's not, Daisy. I'm sure that Brandy really appreciates what you did. And if I remember, she told you she appreciated you keeping Monkey's name out there. It was you putting his name in a title and description to let Dawn talk about R-ing a R-ing situation, an SA. Doesn't that make sense to you? Why does that not make sense to you, Daisy? That's why everybody's upset. I mean, seriously, girl.
Knew exactly what she done. She's not an innocent angel in this at all. She was condescending and she was very mean to get on YouTube and do it, what she did. And I don't feel sorry for her at all after she done that to me. I'm calling it how it is. You can say what you want to say, but Brandy knew exactly what she was.
All right, I'm done listening to that. Thank you for that, Justin. Very well done. Jinky's saying it's all front and that Daisy does not believe the Wells and uses them for content and subs. J for A did a short clip of Jinky speaking about it. Well, I just played this one, so I don't need Yankees. Brandy respectfully asked to take Michael's name away from her channel when Dawn is on panel talking about the crap he's talking about. Daisy knew that Brandy wasn't attacking her. Common sense would have told anybody that Brandy was not attacking her. You can hear it in the way it was said. Now, just to let y'all know that my video from yesterday, the only reason I privatized that is because my granddaughter's on at the end of it. And let me tell you guys something. The minute I heard my granddaughter come in the door, my level on being mad went from here way down here. And then my happy meter went way up here. I love my granddaughter to pieces. I would never be going off like I was about Dawn with my granddaughter in my house, period. What'd she do? Seriously, she asked Dawn what segment. Dawn can't tell us anything about Summer, you guys. He cannot tell us anything about Summer. Hey, Maggie and Dina Lynn and Susan. I mean, make that make sense. Make that make sense. I don't know. I kind of don't get it because I popped into a live. Oh, that was Jinkies. I popped into Jinkies last night and Lucy Cat and Justin and everybody was in there. And I didn't stick around, but I went in and said hi to everybody. And then I found me a scary movie to watch. Hey, I was in Paranormal Nightmares chat last night. And guess who I seen? Colin. I was so excited to see somebody I knew in there. I was like, Colin. Anyone notice how condescending is hardly ever used to describe men? Kind of like snarky. I get you, Maggie. And you know, I want to say this about all my subs and stuff. You guys have almost got me to 900 subs. And I appreciate you guys so much for that. I appreciate you guys coming over and hanging out with me and, you know, liking what I'm talking about and what you guys talk about too, because we, of course, talk about a lot of what you guys, you know, are commenting on in chat. Harper said Daisy should be embarrassed. She embarrassed the TTC. Brandy shared her baby with us here, and we have all grown to love her family. I hope Cow Patty Lady never has to go through what the Vaughn family has. And see, this is what I'm going to say too. I'll read Marie's real quick. In my opinion, Daisy is definitely deaf to her own words. She makes me spit fire. Brandy did not say anything to deserve that at all. And this is the thing. When you're kind to people, when you are truly kind to people and you build up a rapport with people, I've always been the type of person, and you guys connect ask any of my subs that talk to me or whatever, you know, even, you know, even Lucy Cat and everybody. We talk about different things. Hey, Vic, I would never, ever, without someone's permission, ever repeat any conversation that I have with them. And I don't even care if me and that person has a falling out or just aren't speaking at the time or whatever. I do not repeat conversations. And I get it really bothers me when, you know, some of these creators, they'll put something out there that, you know, and then the person that they're talking about has to come on and defend themselves. And it's just a never ending spiral. Never ending spiral. Hey, Divine. Did I say hi, Vic? Did I say hi, Maggie? You guys know I got OCD. If I don't see y'all and say hi to you, I get the OCD. So, I have found something I've been looking for a long time. And this creator, at the time when she put this out, she's only got 108 subs. Now, this is from a year ago. And I want to share it with you guys because it's very important. Thank you, Divine. And I have this transcribed, but I was trying to find the video because when we're talking about Jody Sue, it's kind of better if you're looking at her. And if you guys don't understand what she says or something, I will definitely help guide you along. This is a conversation Jody Sue had on Facebook with her subs or whoever. I've got a Lifeline helicopter flying over my house right now. They come through when from the hospital. And I've never said that Jody Sue was fibbing about a lot of things that she said, okay? Never. Because I believe a lot that Jody Sue says. Does she say a lot of things in a way where you're trying to figure it the fuck out? Absolutely. Absolutely. Hey, Canadian Cookie. Hey, Sue. So, but yes, this conversation, and I may have to make a part 2 because you guys know I have to commentate on it. So welcome to my channel, everyone. Opinions and theories with no repercussions. I commentate. If you get some education out of it, that's a big thumbs up. Okay. Some things are alleged. Some things are in my opinion. Some things are hearsay. I will always try my hardest to let you know if it is one of the such 3 things I just mentioned. Of course, I have trigger warnings up everywhere and also fair use. I put it in my title so that way you guys know. I get a little feisty sometimes. Yesterday, those of you who were here absolutely heard what I felt I needed to say to Don Wells for a long time. Okay. And so I just let it rip. I strongly believe that as long as that woman on YouTube, this will not stop. Well, hey, Rowan, this is the thing I'm going to say about, yeah, low budget and touch the grass for sure, Maggie. We can't, I don't want people to, I mean, personally, I don't care if y'all, you know, want Daisy off of YouTube or whatever. And a lot of these creators, you guys, I see, hey, Cat's Eye, I see going in a totally different direction from what they started when they let Dawn and Candace Wells become involved with their channel. I love when Daisy goes around the farm and shows us the animals and all that other stuff. Hey, Texaholic. But you know, I'm just not the type of person that um I say I think anybody should be taken off YouTube. To be honest with you guys, I felt that way about Doug. I really never said it that much, but guess what? Doug's not around anymore either. That's a good thing, Rowan. Stay out of the creator wars for sure. And a lot of times, what people don't understand, sometimes these creators do that um, because people like it. They like when creators fight with each other. They really do. But is it fun to watch some of the drama sometimes? Absolutely. I love to watch it sometimes. The majority of the time, I think it's funny. And I can roast a really good creator battle. Maybe that's what I'll do. Someday I'll be like, I'll hold creator battles and I'll just let them come over here and rip each other apart. But they wouldn't let me do that because then they wouldn't get all the views on their channel. So this is Jody Sue. Okay. Okay, wait, I want to get the right one. Because I've got it pulled up twice. Let me take this one off. Okay. Here we go. And like I said, you guys know I have to commentate on this. I have it turned up all the way, so hopefully you guys can hear it. This was from a year or more ago, okay? Definitely from a year or more ago. I really try hard to behave, but darn, some creators cross the line and respect and what we try to do here for these babies. I know, Harper. I know. Like I said, the hey HDC, I hadn't seen you for a while. I actually understand Jody. I can too most of the time. She said she has talked to TB. I can guarantee you, Marie, Jody Sue has talked to law enforcement. She's a neighbor. And even when she talked about the scream, of course law enforcement's going to talk to her about that. Yeah, I do go on rants. Definitely. For sure. But this is one thing I want to tell you guys too, a lot of you who are new to my channel. Number one, I've always said I will never let Dawn and Candace Wells on my panel. And I won't under any circumstance. Okay. I've also said I have a lot of respect for bigger channels than me, but I don't want to make myself known just by, with bigger channels. Do you guys get what I mean? My channel's always been something really personal to me. So when I made it, I was always like, I don't care if somebody's got 1 million subs. I don't ever want to use bigger creators to get I don't even know how to say it, you guys. You guys know what I mean. Most of you know what type of person I am. Yeah, I can understand Jody, but this is a really good interview that she did on Facebook, and you guys know I'm going to be commentating on it, okay? So so bear with me on it. I've had somebody complain that I need to be quiet on my own channel. That's the silliest thing I ever heard. Bigger is not always better. Well, let me tell you guys something because this is me and this is the real me. If one day I ever do have a lot of subs, it's not going to change who I am. It will not change who I am. Anyone talk size way about Kylie? I don't care how many subs they have, all big, small. I don't discriminate. I understand Divine. I really do. But you guys understand what I'm saying. I just don't think that just because creators have a bigger channel that you should necessarily agree with what they say just because they're a bigger channel. And I mean, don't get me wrong. I do. There's a lot of channels I like that are way, way, way bigger than me. But I would never use anybody with a bigger channel just to get them to come over here to give me more subs. You know, maybe it was Tim saying you shouldn't talk. Oh my lord. I'll get into that later too. But let's get started with Jody because Jody's takes a little while. So
Okay. So I have been debating greatly, as some of y'all know, for weeks now, openly. On hold on.
she's playing her song. Turn that song off, Jody. Turn it off, Jody Sue. Jody Slew. All right.
Okay,
She
so
turned it off.
and I debated tonight on whether to even do this because
And I might go through it a little quicker too.
I do not want anything taking away from Summer tomorrow.
This
And I'm
must have
afraid this
been
will.
the night
And it's
before
not
the
something I
very
want.
first vigil.
But I feel like my hand's being pushed. I have for several days, honestly, since last week, for a while now, quite frankly. And I think things are escalating and pushing forward at such a rate that this cannot be avoided at this point. Um, and that's fucking unfortunate. I also feel like some of it's being done on purpose. Well, what isn't at this point, right? Right?
Now she's talking about the individuals at 110. Okay. Hey, say what? Hey, Poppy Red Mustang. I love you too, Eve.
And some people took that bait and wanted to do the pitting thing, and I promise you that's not the reason that I am doing this. It's not tit for tat or oh I'm mad now, because honestly I could give a shit less. And I'm trying to watch my mouth.
Me too, Jody. I'm always trying to watch my fucking mouth. It don't work out real well though. Do you have any advice on that? I'm just asking. All is well, say what? Hope all is well with you.
But and as this goes along, you may see me have to turn off and do things because I don't want this around my little ones. But I'm also testing out the new ride, so I may have to turn off and on as I go.
I really didn't know she had music on in the background. I didn't. I wonder if I should do this on my phone then. That might be a better idea. I don't know. I'm new at this, so. I'm new at this. Maybe we will. I'll put it on my phone instead. You guys can see how pretty she is right there. Give me 1 second, y'all. I apologize. Speed it up. To 175 or 15? Here, I'll see how fast it is right here.
Sorry, watching traffic. So anyway, the video, the vague one that I did the other day, I know it
Is that too fast for you guys?
was heard by the parties it was intended to be heard by. And apparently that's not gotten through to anybody. And I feel,
Oh, you really can't
since
hear
then,
the
the more I thought
music?
it through before coming on here all hot-headed and pissed, that, and reactionary, that it's pertinent that I speak out. To some finally, but for me, it's been months and months. You know, it's been half a year of this. And what was said the other night bothers me greatly. And like I said on that video the other night, bothers me to such an extent that other pieces and parts of this puzzle I've been trying to put together in my own head for months. The doubt that one phone call alone put in my head. Video chat. So I was able to see people's facial expressions and fake tears and slips and weird shit. Now, I don't know what people were thinking the other night, because I'm not Prayer Garden and I'm not all these other crazy people like Jenna and all them.
Hey, Lisa
Anybody who
Kleckner.
has watched any of this
Hey, Terry B.
circus play out, this unfortunate circus that I never intended or wanted to be part of. I've never been Prayer Garden, Jenna, Squall, none of them. I've never gotten close to speak on. I've never spoke on anybody's business. I dropped off panels when people were talking garbage. Didn't give my opinion on anything, because I try to hold things to myself. Certain things aren't for public consumption, and also parts of this that I'm still not going to name or talk about are parts of the investigation, and I'm not going to go onto those either, still, because they aren't the public's business and they absolutely belong to the police. But the other night, after days of people being weird with me, things I could tell were afoot for a while, and had to do with YouTube playing a role on that hill, on the opposite one. I didn't like that very much. But
yes. When you go back into Summer's case, YouTube came quickly. YouTube came very quickly. Oh, I don't know, Divine. Law enforcement says that that scream was unfounded, unwarranted. But we know that law enforcement also lies, right? So they could be lying to us about that. But Jody is adamant she heard something for sure. Okay, Teresa. Oh, you canning tomatoes? Yeah, my daughter just finished canning a bunch of tomatoes.
I thought, you know what, whatever. Still didn't go run to anybody, didn't play Prayer Garden, didn't play Jenna, and I trust you. You know, like, trust me here. And like I said, don't actually trust anybody says that, you know, make up your own mind, question everything. But I could have this whole time, easily. And I still could. I could run any day of the week and make those two particulars look like the jokes they are. I promise you. But I'm not. And that's still not my intention here.
And Jody probably could do that if she really wanted to. I'm sure there's a lot of things that happen behind the scenes with PG and all the rest of them.
I don't think certain people have been paying attention about how very much I could hear throughout the years. I think they forget how many Facebooks have been set up through time, what they've said, what they've done, and the difference between me and the other hill.
What's very interesting is Dawn and Candace's Facebooks, right? Then her and her kids either lied or did hear it. I believe it was Candace, not Summer. Good possibility, Divine. Yeah.
Is that I've not burned out or put my brain cells in formaldehyde for years and decades, and I have proof of that in many forms for years, not just recently.
Formaldehyde. That's an interesting tidbit there, Jody.
So when you aren't burning out your poor brain, you can remember lots of things like most normal people. When you don't swap Facebooks like underwear, well, Anyway, so y'all know that I'm not a short, precise person. Everybody's going to get over it. I'm sorry, but I'm getting there. And I have told the
Hey,
cops, just like I'm telling
Selena.
you, from day one of meeting these people, they were not my people. They're not
Hey,
my type
A1
of people. Everybody's
Moisture.
because why y'all like this? Why do you watch kids? It really is community. It's neighbors. It's what you do in an area.
Outdoorsy
Okay?
Life.
However, since it began, I've watched the other hill line on Twist, do all kinds of things. I know I've just not called it out, not said anything. It's not my place while the show goes on over there, especially on these YouTubers' platforms. But the other night, what happened in the chats, as and it comes at such a weird time for me because I and others have been trying to figure out this piece these YouTubers wanted so badly for me, that they're willing and are still willing to do what's happening to I and my children over, among other things, besides calling out their shady coloring on YouTube and international crimes and weirdness and whatever.
HAPO.
So anyway, and this is hard, guys. I'm sorry, but this is hard for me. And it is going to be one of those, you're going to see me stutter body language things because there are going to be things that I'm keeping myself to keep pieces just to the cops and pieces that still aren't public consumption. So, and I really don't care how the other hill feels about this, but there are pieces we've been putting together from an event 6 years ago, and trying to put it together and see if it makes sense with this. And then in the middle of that, here comes one of the people that knows about that event, right? Well, Mr. Chase Brad. And what's he do this week, guys?
Okay. Ding, ding, ding. Interesting to me because she's speaking of something that happened on the hill 6 years prior. And who pops up into the scenario? Brad Wishon. However you want to say it. Mr. Brad pops up, right? Oh, thank you, Eve.
Last week. Suddenly friends at the same place everybody was talking about, everybody shooting each other and stuff just days before. Well, to me, looks like suddenly. And then you've got Keys here who vanishes, right? But Keys talking to me, he says he's going to go over there and he's coming to Tennessee, and then suddenly sends me this news piece from WJ. Oh man, they've effed me and whatever else, I don't know, got the messages. And it don't make any sense, right? I just want to I'm like, what the hell? They just mentioned you in reference to the other hill. What?
It's weird to me that Benny would discuss with Jody if he was safe to come there. Right? Yeah. Terry B, yes. Brad with Sean is Chase. 423 Chase. Okay. Hey, wee Scottish mom.
I didn't see anything bad about you there, Keys. Oh, you don't think? Okay, you think it's safe for me to come to Tennessee then? Why wouldn't it be? You really think you're that fucking important here? Nobody knows who you are, bro. Nobody cares. Hell, even I don't care. I don't know what kind of world famous y'all think y'all are impressive, but
no one knew who Benny Keys was. Except for people at 110 Ben Hill Road, right? Nobody knew who he was before he went there. He definitely let his presence be known while he was there. And look, you guys, I'm not saying anything bad about Benny, okay? Except for he needs a fucking haircut.
it ain't here. Break. So anyway, it's one of the things I'm assured of on the live chat there when Keys is mentioned is, or a video chat through Facebook. Is oh no, I get laughter and Keys is absolutely real. Well, yeah, I'm sure he is. I know there ain't no damn family. Give me a break. So yeah, it's real funny. It's real cute. But give yourself away with it. Continual tie. I don't care.
Because see, Brad and Dawn had a falling out. And there was threatening stuff going on. And then Summer goes missing. And who pops up? Brad with Sean. There, I have a video of him and Benny eating at a restaurant together. Okay? And these are people who are not law enforcement, and in my opinion, inserted themselves into Summer's case. Okay? That's my opinion.
Either way, I just find it strange that Brad Chase shows up over there. He's one of the ones, and days before the rest of YouTube got this leaked phone call thing, right? Y'all see me start to mention it on my videos, and also stuff. It was one of the threats, sort of things, because the day after it outed this thing as being sort of a scam in chat, and they tried to make everybody doubt that it was really me in there, and it was a troll or whatever. No, it wasn't. Oh, all hell started breaking loose.
What I don't understand, and I've really never gotten into Jody Sue that much. I have plenty of notes on her. If she knew about Brad Wishon, I shall say, what made her not know that when he acted like he was speaking with law enforcement and took her to the motel, wouldn't she have already known that there was no way that this guy was actually involved with law enforcement like that? What's the time frame between the screen? She says the scream happened between 4:30 and 4:42. I don't know if she ever gave a... okay, when she says she heard Candace say, "What did you do?" I believe it was right before Candace, she seen Candace at the bottom of the hill. But I can't guarantee you guys that. I would really have to go back and look. Yeah, Benny was involved with the West Boys case and the Cash Gurning case. Look, I could show you some stuff on that, but I'm not going to go there right now. Hey, Flicking Bullocks. Good evening from England.
And one of the things Penny and Brad it said to me were, oh, there's this thing about Grandis and Candace, right? And if you go back and watch the videos, I finally out the whole story what they told me, which was that the knee brace didn't exist. It flows into the same exact story you all were given. And for some reason, that Friday deadline was there. Stay off YouTube.
And remember, Don said he didn't know about a leg brace. Don didn't know anything about a knee brace. That was weird, right? I mean, that woman, I shouldn't say that woman, Grandma Candy lived on that property, and Don didn't know about a knee brace. Did I say hi, Cursed? In the back of my mind, I feel there was an accident, maybe Summer at the bottom of the driveway. Look, this is the way I feel about that. If Summer would have been laying at the bottom of that driveway, Jody Sue would have called law. She would have called an ambulance. She would have called law enforcement. And that is my opinion.
YouTube until stay off YouTube until. And then what did everybody do? They were like, oh man, they're setting you up. They're setting you up. I'm like, that was the night before and the day of. And I was like, oh, I'm well aware. I see what YouTube's doing at Squall's behest. It's also attached to Benny. It's also attached to you all that you forgot. I've heard you all in personal phone calls with in the backgrounds. But here you are saying, oh, this is the first time you're reaching out to him at the Olive Branch and trying to push me on his channel for likes, clicks, and views. And then Tiffany Marie suddenly, I'm like, what the hell? No. So I knew days before the rest of you all did about what.
And it was really sad, you guys, because a lot of these creators, it was about clicks and views. Right?
Jason Brad was going to say, it made absolutely no sense. That Friday deadline was the UK fundraiser to push it more because there was Brad for a whole 8 hours looking like a hero over the billboard, which I'll
she's talking about the billboard again. There was a lot of scammy shit going on with that billboard, you guys. And they okay, Cursed. You know, people, this is the thing with the billboard and the reward fund. I have a lot of information in my notes about that. And I know a lot of people don't understand when I say I'm not going to even look back through my notes to find all that, because that was scammer scamming. That was scammer scamming. Do I have a lot of questions? Absolutely. More so on names. Names. She's done nothing for Summer ever. She's never showed her pic, never says her name unless she's pissed. I think she hates that she's not the center of attention. Yes, ma'am. If that's your opinion, we will abide by your opinion there. My thought was Summer was playing in the driveway, someone pulling in to turn around like they went too far, nowhere to make a U-turn. Well, I get what you're saying, Divine, but we have to remember too, you guys make sure to put IMO, okay? Put in my opinion. But anyhow, there were turnarounds down there because they had pull-offs. Well, yeah, there's a big history about Brad Wishon. A big history. Hey, Vanita. The big thing with me on Brad Wishon, I've got a couple questions for him. Mainly, I want to know who said to him about Summer being an Indiana story. I want to know who said that to him. Because he tried to cover it up with, well, somebody lied to me and I repeated the lie, right? Somebody told me that, and if they were lying, then I repeated the lie. Who told you that, Brad? Who told you that? And I've said this before, and I stand by my opinion that when looking into the scamming scenario in Summer's case, many of those times, I think Don Wells's name and Candace's name were high up on that list. That's my opinion, and I'm sticking to it. You still think she was handed over when the crying photo? Yes, there's something about that crying photo that really stands out to me too. Yeah, Divine. Brad Wishon came out and said that Grandma had taken Summer and brought her to Indiana. Of course, there's never any proof of that. And hey, Cheryl, and he backtracked on that. And and said, well, somebody lied to me about it. So he's saying he drove the Subaru, is what he's saying. In my opinion, she was still the true monster of Ben Hill. She knew them all. Well, we'll get to that too. Dot, hey Dot. Summer being missing has generated lots of money being spent in a small community. There are many things going. Oh, absolutely, Dot. Absolutely. Did I say hi, Cheryl?
Still have the billboard, but know what's behind it in this game and all that little shit behind it either. So what you get is them saying that 3 days before, and then I out it and I mess up the fundraiser for the UK too. All hell starts breaking loose. That was the Friday deadline. Then the last video of Brad Chase with the whole Jody Sue, if you know anything, and what was that to do? That was meant to push like us as suspects or something, right? To imply. Man, I don't give a damn. I'm the only one in this whole damn bunch since night one. Actually, before Dark even failed. I'm like, give me a lie detector test. Hell, if you were a cop, wouldn't you do the same? Like, I'm the next door neighbor that heard her scream. Like, you could literally be like, well, what if she's covering for her? That's to distract from. That would be my thoughts if I was a smart person.
And common sense, you guys, is going to tell you that if law enforcement felt that they needed Yeah, Candace's car that Dawn supposedly bought for her, the Subaru. That if law enforcement really felt like they needed to give her a lie detector test, they would have done it. They would have done it. And there were creators all paid for the lie detector test, all paid for it. And it's like, if law enforcement wanted to give Jody Sue a lie detector test, they would have. Law enforcement went and talked to her numerous times. Numerous times.
So I offered one. Kids offered one. Never been a taker. I've been told to be reliable, whatever. And I don't care. They can come any day of the week and do the same. Stress test, whatever the hell they want to do. I have nothing to hide, nothing to lie about, no reason to. And there's no way in hell that I'm covering or lying for anybody with a missing child. Not even sorry. So, truth is truth and fact is facts. And it's going to remain so. So out of all the months, nothing really has transpired between I and Another Heel. I mean, we've talked personally, obviously. And they know basically what I told every police agency on earth. Never had an issue with it that I knew of. And though there were parts left out that they...
Well, Divine, the thing about the roof, and I'll remind me when I'm done with this, and I'll pull up what roof he's talking about. I used to climb all over my grandpa's shed on the roof and everything else. But I don't understand why Don waited all this time to even mention it. Yeah, law enforcement, you're right, Canadian Cookie. This case is definitely out of the norm.
I don't know, I guess. And I'm not going to touch on those really either, just so it stays that way. But either way, watching the other night is the Hatter. Gets on there, and y'all, I'm sure, watch those videos as well. And there's that message, right? Which in this day and time, you can fake anything. So I don't initially buy it, but the spell.
This is interesting. When she's talking about messages, and she says, it doesn't matter. You can fake anything. Hey, Colin. I always enjoy the Foreman brothers. I always enjoy them. It was so good seeing you over there. All right. Look at this. You can't see it, I'm sure. This is the list of messages between Jody Sue and Andy that she put out starting from 2 o'clock all the way down to the 6:09. Well, I've got 7:05. So are these true, Jody? Because Andy says that you had a couple of his phones and could have sent these messages to yourself. But I don't know, you guys. I don't know. You often chat with them? That is so cool, Colin. Yeah, Sue, I agree. She does get definitely gets erratic for sure. Where did all the locals come from? Never seen this many locals on a missing child. Well, a lot of the locals, Dot, this is what happened in my opinion, that a lot of the locals started YouTube channels because they were kind of going on different people's panels and stuff like that. And they had their own information. When you're a YouTuber and you have other people giving you information and you're not using that information the way that the person who gives it to you really wants to put it out there or have it put out, that in turn caused a lot of people to start their own channels on Summer's case. So their information could be put out the way that they felt it should be put out. Said that her abuse went on for years. She didn't even protect her own kids. She wouldn't have got the heck away from him many years ago. We can get into we can get into that. I'm really not going to right now, only because when you're in an abusive relationship, even when you have children, it's not as easy as people think just to get away and walk away. I'm not saying that's her case, but that really happens in abusive cases. I wondered that myself because of the short time frame at 6:05ish. Shovel back and forth didn't seem right. There was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different texts at 6:05. Well, I don't really I don't know how deep she got in with the abuse as far as with the kids. It was you know, a lot. But yeah, there's I can even tell you 1, 2, 3 from Andy, and 1, 2, 3 from Jody Sue at 6:05. And I can tell you what they say, but let's move on.
Spelling, the vernacular, it jibes with me. I see it. But he
That's
gets
a
on there,
good
and then
question, we Scottish
obviously somebody
mom.
called me a liar about what I heard. And that absolutely is in the report I made. You know why? Because it's truth. Now, why suddenly is trying to make that look like it's not true important to the other hill? Why? And only now that Brad, Chase, and the rest have showed up and all this fundraiser shit's over. But here's the point: fundraisers, yeah, the 32, whatever's over here. But what we've been saying this whole time are the other scam methods used, the other intake methods, what was really raised, pulled into the background. We want that shit seen, accounted for. We want it out. And we want this ring shut down. We want whatever shade and dark web stuff behind it pulled out into the open, because where you have that much money, because I promise you, clicks and views for these people, still not lucrative. Even small scams like the email, the Hurricane Camille, the P.O. Box, all these other things, still not, I mean, that's a lot of money, trust me. But it's still not how they're maintaining a lifestyle. You do not go to the links of fake feds and all these other things and all these feet on the ground and all these players in motion locally around the nation and splitting just that, because that's still not enough for that much danger and risk. What is that?
So, I kind of agree with her here. If you've got people who are coming in, hey, Nana for Life, isn't Scott H and JS the only locals with channels? Yes, I think you're right, Nana for Life. I think what I'm saying as far as locals are people in the area, not necessarily Beach Creek itself, because Scott H gave us a great rundown on Beach Creek itself. No, Andy as an Andy Bernard, not Andrew Hiltz. Andy Bernard. That's a good question, we Scottish mom. Where was Candace? Where was Dawn is what I want to know too. So what she's kind of getting at here is that there's a bigger there the reward fund and that stuff was a lot bigger than basically just like, they wasn't somewhere somebody was making big money and these YouTubers weren't making big money. So you're okay, Lips. You're good in this hood. I don't know. Sometimes I say stuff and I don't even know if I'm making sense myself.
There's something else behind this ring. Make no mistake about that. Either way, find it weird now that Brad Chase is suddenly friends and up there after all the fundraiser stuff, and he's not really the fucking hero anymore.
See, I always wondered that. Why was Brad wishing after years ago threatening Don the way that whole scenario allegedly happened? Why all of a sudden when it came to money, was he all right to hang out with again? Yep, questions to ponder for sure. They won't release the 911 calls because if they ever need it for court, I think, in my opinion, that someone besides Dawn and Candace called 911. Some people think that, Divine. Thank you for putting in my opinion on that.
That suddenly, tunes start to change. Then after days of not really speaking, people being weird, everybody wants to talk to me suddenly. I find that real weird. And then what happens is that, oh dear, there's reversing happening. And what I find strange is that this video chat immediately takes a wild turn into crazy land with a talk about themselves and how the domestic shit on the live on YouTube here now is fake. And I don't know if anybody thinks they're lying to, because I've heard and I've seen.
I still, and I'll say this 100,000 million times, if Jody knew that stuff about Brad wishing, what in her mind would think that he was associated with law enforcement? She went with him. He took her to a motel or hotel, right? And says, oh, I was wondering why, he was questioning me about Summer. It's like, what? Yeah, she's way more alert here, Lips. You're absolutely right. About what, flicking bollocks? I have my reason. It's exactly how 7-year-old Emma at the time would call out her mother.
Seen the difference between playtime and why lie to me?
What she's saying here is that Dawn and Candace were always, they would have real domestic fights, and then they would have their little bullshit fights, right? And what she's trying to say is some of these bullshit little elbowing Candace in the mouth bullshit, she is saying that maybe, and I don't know, I'm just giving my opinion on it, that those were just little bullshit things that Dawn and Candace were doing for YouTube. I'm not sure, flicking bullocks. It could have been maybe one of the boys. It could have been the other neighbor. No, Katie Ann, this is from a long time ago. Amber Moon's got a year ago. But they specify a year ago. It could be a little bit longer.
We can play, oh, it's just another fake thing again. We've done to make ourselves look worse. And like we're absolutely able to be this level of, no. Why are you trying to lie to me of all people? Because last time you told me, like you lied to other people before the rest of the world knew you lied to people. Why try to lie to me and call me like that? Don't. And then it takes a wild turn into teeth. And I get it, like that shit hurts, and infections happen, but then there's this hint of don't mess with the money, Jody Sue.
This is very interesting, you guys. And this went through my mind when all of a sudden Candace needed the money to get her teeth pulled and stuff. Okay? And I'll let her finish saying it. I'm sorry I interrupted it, but that's what she's talking about. That's what she's talking about is when Candace needed the money for her teeth and stuff.
And it was phrased as, I'm going to need lots of support, Jody Sue. And me, I'm like, oh, well, make sure somebody's there with you, this and the other. Don't drink drinks. Don't be on alcohol. Don't be straws. You're going to get dry socket.
So Candace told Jody she needed a lot of support when she got her teeth pulled. So Jody proceeded to tell her things that she should be doing after she got them pulled. She got them pulled on December 6th. Thank you, Lips. So Jody's telling her things to make sure she don't do, you know, like drink out of a straw and get dry sockets and shit, because that shit hurts. I don't think Scott H is a local. He was talking on another live the way he was talking. He's not a local. Believe me, he wanted people to think he was a local to begin with, but I don't. Terry, he's from the area. He is from the area. He hadn't, I don't think, lived there for a while, but he definitely knew the area. Yeah, she does sound like normal speed. No way she's talking to JSB, LOL, maybe, but I don't know. I think that her and I believe, this is just my belief, that Jody Sue was having conversations with Dawn, right? Thank you, Carol. He is very close to Beach Creek. Yeah, Carol. He went to high school with AC also, for sure. Scott claims he went to school with people who lived in Big Creek. I'm not sure, but I believe he never lived in Big Creek. Yeah, he went to high school with a lot of people in that area. So he definitely could tell us a lot about the area. Brandis and I was telling Candace how to care for herself, not to mention that's the week Benny showed up. Okay. Let's hear what else she got to say. Thank you, Nana, for live.
And it was like, no, it's not really what I mean. And I knew. I caught on. That's all I could really say to that at that point. And what the hell else do you say when you realize it seems that money's more important? Like,
what she's saying is that when Candace said that to her, in her mind, she went to it supporting her maybe more in a monetary way instead of being friendly to her. Yes, 110 is in Hawkins County. Absolutely.
what the hell? Oh, but it gets darker and weirder throughout that video chat. Because what I realized is the entire time, they're digging. They're digging, right? And they shouldn't be, unless somebody else is in the room or somebody else doing whatever, or they outright know they're lying, you know, like it was.
Wait, Benny was already there because he was there for the search on the 28th, I think, wasn't he? The protesters were, I know for sure the protesters were there at the end of December, and Benny was there then, right?
So weird. So what we had happen was a few days ago, I had a call made, and basically saying that Voldemort/Andy was still here.
But let me tell you guys something. If you remember right, and I've showed the video, and I'll find it again and show you guys, where Candace is talking to Ernie, right? And she's crying and saying that, talking about money. And she didn't care about the money. She wanted her daughter back. You guys remember that? I will find it and show it to you. Very interesting. Very interesting when she did that.
We were there, some amalgamation of such, and Summer's body was, oh, y'all. And everybody was like, we know better, whatever. But the call had been made to an address I'm not actually at. Okay?
All right, I'm going to go through this just a little quicker.
So immediately knew where the call came from. For starters, the PIs or Chase or whoever believed whatever they made the call up other places where I'm not. And then there's that theory again, pieces and parts that have Chase's little hands all over them for that call in.
She's talking about some phone call.
And then what I get is people trying to make me misremember what I heard and saw the day Summer disappeared. And that's something nobody on this fucking earth for any amount of money is going to do. Nobody. No.
She's trying to say Candace was trying to get her to switch up her story. Benny was there around the Christmas holidays, right? Because the protesters were there in December. Benny came around this time is all I know. I don't see JSB being Candace support at that time. I chatted daily with her from October. When did Jody move off the hill? Does anybody remember? So I don't have to dig through my notes. He came the first week of December. And the protesters I thought were there. I wish Justin was here. He could tell me. At the end of December. Right?
Not ever. You ain't going to bribe me. You're not going to scare me. You're not going to make me stand down. Nope. So what I then get is, somebody told me that you said the last place you'd seen Summer was getting out of the shower with Donnie. No, that's not what you seen and saw. The fuck it ain't. Last time I saw that little girl was 2 nights before she went missing, and that's exactly what I saw.
She's trying to say Candace tried to get her to change her story about her seeing Summer in the shower with Dawn or getting out of the shower with Dawn in September. Thank you, Xena with Fire. It was like the 8th or 9th. September 2021. Thank you, guys.
That's exactly what I heard. She was naked as a day as long at that damn door at the top level. And she was yelling at you for a damn towel while the oldest was out there talking and chatting with me, and you were yelling at him because he was like, Jody Sue's right about the dogs. Once again, you all keep dismissing since day one and trying to make it seem like it ain't something it is. And those fucking dogs are the key. Those dogs are the key.
What? I agree with that. Where were the dogs? Oh, we can't forget that Canadian cookie. I have that on my clip list. I've showed that more than one time. Hey, Michelle.
You want to know how I know that? Because they're partly my pups. Because I've watched, I've listened, because my brain ain't burnt out. Because I sat there for over a month listening in the dark as footsteps left that driveway, as gravel crunched below Dawn's heels, as I listened to boards lift up and things move around.
This is interesting, too. She says that she knows about the dogs because most of them were her pups from her dog. But how the fuck would you know? How would you know? Just because your dog had those pups and they were up on the hill at 110. Yeah, Donnie boy, you're right. The dogs were on a daycation. That's okay, Xena with Fire. Thank you for letting us know that you're around. We appreciate you.
Dark, as I watched things disappear off of my trail cams after y'all suddenly realized I had them. All these little pieces.
She says that things were, I believe she ended up trying to say like the SD cards were missing out of her cameras. What always got me too was, I just remember her teeth date because it's one of the boys' birthday. Benny came right around. Then she had her face wrap thing on when he walked in the door with Shannon. Well, that's my question too, JPL, because we're not talking about 1 or 2 dogs. We're talking about what allegedly is, like David Dodson said, a herd of dogs. Hey, Lily.
But that is exactly where I saw Summer last. And she was yelling, kind of being a brat. Nobody couldn't get her a towel. And I had to ask. I was like, is that the voice? Because the shadow behind her, right? And her hair.
Her hair was shaved, Jody. Right? Yeah. It went from all the way to like 13 to 15. There were a lot of dogs. Well, I don't think she's calling her a brat, Lily. I think she's just, you know, saying that she was acting bratty. We all have kids and grandkids who act bratty. Hey, the mouse, welcome. Hey, Crafting with Amy, how are you?
And I couldn't see good at night. And Andy was driving, so I was in the passenger seat. Actually, no, I think I'm wrong. I was in the driver's seat. I believe. Because the oldest was right there, and you were to the right. Yeah. And you were in your usual garb, had definitely not just got down the shower. And then here you are on that live, chatting me on Facebook the other night, telling me that, no, it was you that had gotten out of the shower. So remember? No, because that ain't true. It's not true. I remember the truth, which is exactly where and how I saw Summer last. And I know Andy saw her the night before she went missing. But I saw her 2 nights before. What I can't.
Now, just to let you guys know, I believe when Chase, no, it was Benny, I think, when he was up there, said that where Jody Sue and Andy were sitting in their car, there was no way that Jody could have seen Summer where she said she was, or where she seen her, right? The only little girl I showered with was my rescue dog. Yeah, you're right, Selena. I even at almost 60 years old can get a little bratty still, right? And I know people do feel like she's never said anything, kind about Summer or anything like that. And I agree with you guys. With a lot of things that you guys say and your opinions, I agree with a lot of them. In my opinion, this was a planned event, and they knew that Summer would have been taken by CPS. That's a great opinion to have too, JPL.
Can't figure out is why all of a sudden, after all these months of you knowing this, all of a sudden now it's pertinent that you're going to try to fuck with my memory, try to manipulate me, try to talk me into stuff. Like, do you really think I'm going to go back and lie to the face and be like, here, officer, sir, I need to change my story? Y'all got the wrong girl. Wrong one. And then to mention it right along with money. Well, I'm going to need lots of support.
So, Jody Sue is kind of saying things that I've said. When you follow the money trail, sometimes it takes you places that you would never think that that's where the path was going, right? Yeah, Terry B, we should be the same age. Oh, we know you're perfect, Lily.
It tells me right there immediately. That's just giant flags. And I'm not saying anybody's guilty. Not guilty. But my child was missing. And I also don't want to project on anybody else because, like I said from the beginning, y'all are a different breed all your own. So, and everybody's different. They grieve differently. They do differently. Especially people, Garth Brooks style friends in low places, But, when I hear that sets off alarm bells.
Bye, Cheryl.
Like,
have a great weekend.
Does teeth mean more than your missing daughter? Just having people change their stories. Do you really think somebody's willing to change their story so you can profit right now? somebody that could maybe hold pieces that can help find your missing daughter. You want to change their story.
But I don't understand why changing the story of her the last time she seen Summer, I don't understand how that would have anything to do with money. I don't understand that. Why would that have changed things?
So you can make money right now. Girl, I would go on fucking anywhere live any day of the week without my grill in and walk around with everyone I'm rotting before I would give a damn about a penny and put it before my kid. And hell, it's like right now, radiation's not been kind to mine. It's been quick. The cancer is not helping. I'm on the struggle bus. I could be back on YouTube. I could be making money. I ain't doing that. It's not even my missing child. I'm standing here providing for my kids and winter clothes and doing whatever I got to do.
All right, Jody. I'm just saying, girl. Them wish lists had a lot of things on them. I just don't believe Candace or Grandis. I don't believe them either. The thing about it is, okay, Cheryl, you have a great weekend, honey. I've always, you guys, thought that Dawn and Candace both had dollar signs in their head either before or after Summer went missing. She could have not have known the dogs were in play 2 days before Summer went missing. Listen to her words closely. Asking for a towel after taking a shower is not bratty. I agree, Sin. If you need a towel, you need a towel.
And you can't even manage to put that and your kid, your missing kids, in front of that for right now? That's fucked up. So I guess I'm gonna continue what I've been doing. I'm gonna put Summer first before, because I don't even know what to think at this point. But I do know that since this week, I'm watching certain people interrupt their appeal, that there's something real wrong. Oh, and I'm sure that there's been money offered, and then you got the Dr. Phil thing and the news thing happening tomorrow, which is gonna drive traffic, right? It's why the YouTubers are gonna start today and suddenly care about Summer again. What they care about is that there's enough videos up today and tomorrow where the newcomers are too lazy to go and look back at the circus and the con, and they'll get clicks and likes and cash pushed to them with super chats. They're going to use it to get new people drawn in to help them keep views up and do whatever. And I'm sure part of that's coming to you all at this point too. I don't know, but there's definitely money to be made still with the attention that's coming tomorrow. And I would hope that all of you stop for just tomorrow and you let the light shine on Summer for once. You don't make it the Dawn show. You don't make it the Candace show. You don't make it the Brad show. And I feel unfortunate I don't even have to make this tonight. But that you just let that light shine on Summer so that maybe it gets picked up somehow nationally, more attention. Somebody sees her, knows something, calls something in. And if you ain't guilty, whatever the hell, I don't care. Like, worry about your pennies and dimes later. Worry about your daughter now. And what the hell is that? But don't ever stand there and make me wonder about your motives. Don't ask me to change.
So, Lips, you might know this. What? Okay, I'm not. No, never mind. Never mind, girl. Oh, have a good time, Cat's Eye. That sounds like so much fun. As I said, I always care. I don't care about my channel. I have 0 vids. I do have a community wall, though, which is hilarious. Okay, Lily. I know. I love my mods, too. They're fantabulous. Eve is the main moderator. And I always say, if Eve times you out or makes you go bye-bye, I do not question it at all.
You gotta be a special kind of stupid to think somebody's gonna go back and be like, "Dear federal agents, can I change my story so that my neighbors can make money off their missing child?" I ain't down for that type of trouble, and I ain't doing that for anybody. What the hell is that? Sorry, guys. You're going to hear me do this off and on.
Okay,
Because
but this is what I wonder, Jody. So she's wanting you to go change your story about seeing Summer getting out of the shower? Because honestly, that was 2 days before, and that is typical of a lot of families. Do I think it's gross that Don was in the shower with Summer? Absolutely. Because Don backtracked on that, you guys, and tried to say he was talking about it when Summer was a baby, right? I agree with you, Michelle. I do not think that these people thought that Summer's case was going to take off like it did. And in my opinion, when I think of Don and Candace and everything that they've done, well, or haven't done for Summer or in her case, is dollar signs all over it. The rate, well, I've got it on a different, I've got it speeded up, was his.
Anyway. And you know what people forget? And here's the thing. No, people don't forget because I don't say it. The Hill forgets. The Hill forgets. You know, there's a reason that I've stayed away from, because people have asked this whole time, what are some memories you have of Summer? And I've stayed away from that topic. I even asked, the news there not to stay away from it. For exactly the reason I'm telling you now. Because most of the ones I have with Summer, or the rest, are all kind of sad.
Remember the clever and Candace acting like she knew nothing about Don showering with Summer. Well, you have to remember, okay, that Don said that Candace would start drinking in the evening. If he showered with Summer after Candace was passed out most of the time, then she probably didn't know it. But I think Candace has always tried to protect Don on no matter what he has said. Wouldn't you think it odd? Wouldn't you watch your daughter more closely if you knew that you had a husband who SA'd his stepsister when she was 5? Wouldn't that make you hyper vigilant, as Jody says?
They're not really of a happy child playing. They're not of...
And she says she doesn't talk about Summer because it was not good times. So are you saying, Jody, that you knew of things going on with that little girl on that hill and you said nothing?
They're uncomfortable moments, painful things, sad things. And here's the thing, guys. And this all ties back into the piece YouTube has been after so hotly that they're willing to do half of what they're doing.
Absolutely.
And I'll get to that here at some point.
Welcome.
But the thing was, when I first met the Hill, like I said, that'll tie back in here a little bit. And we'd lived there for several years and had never so much as really seen them.
At 5, thank you, Eve.
The first time I met Candace was after an incident, like I said, we'll get back to, which is now part of what we're trying to all figure out. But anyway, she was on a dirt bike with the next youngest, and I'm not gonna call names other than Summers. And diaper full on that one, hanging off, old as the hills. And his little sippy cup, it's full of liquor. I know that because of, announced it like it's something to be prideful about. Because he wants something to drink. Just tell him no, we can have that because it had her liquor in it. Hello, new neighbor, right? And then the first day I met her, she was telling me about a church calling for Easter and how they didn't really do that, but there was this church and you get free back this one, or you could get $100 in this one. And wouldn't know if I joined. I'm like, man, I'm not into that stuff. Y'all know I'm atheist, but I don't know. You know what I mean? Like, it's not my type of people, sort of thing. And then asked if I go there just to help her. I'm like, no, ma'am. Anyway, what I didn't realize, nor did any of the rest of the neighbors who knew them closely, was that she was pregnant that whole time. And I have the messages to prove when we all found out Summer existed, which was after she was born. Because in the middle of a snowstorm, here they come in February, with a car seat and had parked at the end of the lane at Ben Hill and walked in with Summer because you couldn't get into the road. And I and the other neighbors immediately, they messaged me, like, do you see this? And I was like, see what? And they were like, they just walked in with a brand new car seat. I'm like, you're kidding me. We were all like, holy shit, another one. Great. And then when I first got to meet Summer, she was rigid. Every time you hold her, she was stiff as a board. She cried. She had fetal alcohol sitting in her ears like her.
Okay. Right there's where people got that Summer had fetal alcohol syndrome from Jody Sue. And really, Jody Sue, at that time, you knew what fetal alcohol syndrome ears looked like? Oh. Do I believe the story of Candace on the little dirt bike or whatever it was? I don't know. Good possibility. It's unfortunate, but I mean, in my opinion, I really don't think Candace was that great of a mom. That's just my opinion. And sometimes parents will take their kids places because guess what? If you take them places, you don't have to mess with them. If they're swimming, you don't have to mess with them. All you got to do is sit there and look at them. Candace wouldn't have got to bring her home if she drank with them. Well, that's the thing too. And we don't know about the boys, but if these kids were born with any type of addictions, she possibly would have been able to bring them home, but they would be in the hospital longer than just having her and coming home.
Siblings kind of did when they were younger. And obviously that whole time I had watched, but we didn't know she was pregnant.
And remember, if Grandma was there when Summer was released from the hospital, they could have, because people have said that Grandma was pretty much, when CPS would show up or something, that Grandma was an adult who lived on that hill, right? So even though Candace brought her home, CPS could have looked at Grandma as an adult living on that property. You see what I'm saying?
Every day drinking. So then, a few months goes by. I mean, I'm not over there. I'm not really paying attention. I go over there.
But how can you say she was on the hill every day drinking when you never went over there that much, you said?
Certain point, for some reason, who knows, still trying to be friendly with these new neighbors I'd met and concerned for other people's children despite our own situation on there, which at that time, everything was going pretty smoothly for a few years on our hill. It was one of the rare times, lasted 3 or 4 years in a row. So it was calm my way. So at that point, I guess I had the ability to throw stones. Anyway, their well water was straight sulfur, bad, to where when you turned it on, and that's nobody's fault in there. Well water's well water, each one's different. But if it's this bad and discolored, you go get bottled water, especially for a baby. Nope. And I was standing there watching as it wasn't formula, but a little bit of milk, mostly water, and oatmeal for one that was not even a few weeks old, like a month or two. And I was like, holy, like hell, you can't do that. You're gonna hurt that baby, like no.
Sorry, I had to unmute myself. Look, there are parents who give their infants, usually with milk, but they maybe put a little bit of oatmeal or something like that in the bottle to fill a child up a little bit quicker. I have seen that done before. She didn't want to pay attention to her own kids. They always had to wear earbuds. Maybe the kids wanted to wear earbuds so they didn't have to hear her. I'm just saying.
So formula I had, they send you mail for like 25 years after you have a child. I happen to have some. I gave it to them. After that, I guess whatever contact was intermittent off and on throughout the years, depending on. But there's also a reason my kids and theirs never really hang out, because it was like, It wasn't their faults, you see. I knew it wasn't their faults. They couldn't help that. Didn't help how they were being raised or done or anything like that.
But you couldn't stand them, right? You couldn't stand them, right, Jody?
I don't even know that the other hill realizes. But I know at first I thought, well, they don't have money to feed them. They don't have this, they don't have that. So I would bring groceries over and do whatever, So
oh, you're a good guy that you brought groceries over there, Jody? Why would the boys have to come and sneak into your cabin? Is what you said. And eat your food out of your refrigerator. If you were taking them food over there. I forget about these interviews, you guys, and then I go back and listen to them. And you look at now compared to back then when she's making these statements, and it's a SMH for sure.
Their neighbors, churches, whatever. Then you start to realize over a length period that there's all kinds of money, just like there's always all kinds of money. Maybe even Andy could bring in like 1,000 plus a week, and they would still be able to drop more and afford more. But you'd watch in the evenings as the liquor was bought, as the cigarettes were bought, and this and the other, and a case of beer, but then like a box of off-brand Q corn dogs, right? And not even enough in totality for the entire family. Sit down the bar like it was some great fucking feat. But then when there was a new engine that needed to be bought, okay, here's that money immediately available, same day, thousands of dollars. Wouldn't leave her with any money, but had a bank account. And we always thought of inheritance and the other, although we're told there are other things that have been for a while now.
And I agree there. I don't think Dawn gave Candace money. I really don't. I hope they didn't let the hippo out of the fridge when they scoffed her food. Michelle.
Especially for runoff periods that usually are 3 days to Knoxville. For supposed,
Now, Knoxville was mentioned way, way early in the case. Way, way early in the case.
Crack smoking sessions that somehow you come back more money left with. It just never makes sense. That's never. It's always been like you could ask people about the color of the sky, and it's like trying to nail down Jello. It's always been that way. It's why I never thought much about them lying throughout this whole thing. It's still why I'm like, I don't know, guilty, not guilty. I can't tell you. It's like diabetes, and there's always a church thing. After every 3-day runoff, for years, it's all of a sudden I believe in the church. And crazy talk, So I didn't think much about that either after summer vanished. I mean, that started immediately that evening in the past tense talk, which also didn't bother me that night. It didn't seem like what Boswell type stuff. What did bother me, though, were statements I initially took as like a schizophrenic person I know saying that they come to him and said something, some sort of quote from one of the religious texts talking about cleansing those who basically got tainted, like a sexual sort of comment type of thing. But you never know whether that's tweaker or schizophrenic, and so you don't know whether to take.
See, Dawn has always sexualized everything. Everything. She must have had some money, though, in my opinion, to have cigs, booze, etc. daily. Well, we have to remember, Lily, that in my opinion, Grandma was paying for a lot of things up on the hill. That's my opinion. I think Grandma probably paid the electric bill and everything else.
That with a grain of salt. Or I know it's real bizarre. Whole thing has been a circus from minute one. So yeah, it looks like I'm my new vehicle. I have a little bit more talking to do in case you've not noticed. Anyway, I'll get there eventually. So they over the years it's been weirdness like that, right? And then you realize they do have money to spend just on kids. And it's like, what the hell's up with that? And then you'll leave her without money all day, but here you are, and you have money to drop, and always these thousands to drop, and and it's like right now, what gets me is like just a couple weeks ago when I guess we were still in neighbor terms, everybody's pissed off. I had to pay a couple of bucks in child support, and then the other night on the video chat over Facebook, it's that all of a sudden it's this astronomical number, and they got to pay that. It's like, hell, that shouldn't be a problem for you, considering like, and if you live on those hills and you have those properties and the houses the way they are, and so there's really no bills. So, and you're still working, you shouldn't have a problem paying any of that.
That's what I'm saying. Why did they have to get YouTubers to pay their child support to the state for the state taking the boys? Don talked about he was working. He made good money. Why was everybody else doing what needed to be done for the boys to come back home? Why was everybody else giving you money to pay the support? Why?
So why are you suddenly concerned about money from, I don't know, where the support's going to come from now that Brad Chase and all these others, and then the fundraiser? I mean, like, what's that about? Then here comes this BS phone call in. Like, you just had all of your kids taken by DCS, and then here you are weaponizing that crap for children have never missed a meal in their lives. I have taken care of them even in my own chaos. They have never missed clothing, Christmas, birthdays, everything was celebrated. Unlike over there on the hill where they were told that, oh, well, because of our religion we don't, but you go to every damn church gathering up shit that you can. And then
yeah, that was kind of weird because the SDA really didn't celebrate that stuff. This is what got me. And I showed it on my channel, right? Where after Summer went missing, guess who they decorated for his birthday? Balloons and banners and all this other stuff. They did it for Don's birthday. For Don's birthday. The dollar signs, in my opinion, will lead to one of the people at the top of all that, Don Wells. If these people asked Don and Candace what pictures they wanted on that billboard, Don and Candace knew about the billboard scenario. I can almost guarantee it. In my opinion, they knew about the reward fund shit.
And selling it online every year, and those kids are left with nothing again. I've struggled and went without eating and all kinds of things to take care of mine, even in the worst times. And here's the kicker for me. And like I said, I don't know if people's burnt out brains don't realize or what. I mean, I know they know I fed their kids. I know they know I've watched their kids, all of them fight over one bowl of soup in that floor with a fork. And Andy is my witness. Maybe right now he's pissed, won't vouch, but I promise you that is the case.
She says that the kids were fighting over a bowl of soup. Is exactly what she said.
One bowl of soup, multiple kids, one fork. A piece, like a bowl of damn chicken noodle soup. What the hell is that about? But either way, they would come to my house, and immediately upon entering, go straight to my fridge. I've watched them take chocolate milk, whatever they want out of the fridge, uncap it, drink straight out of it, and leave it sitting in the floor, fridge door wide open, because they're not really taught any better. You get whatever they wanted off the shelves, and I had grill shelves all in the kitchen, food on them all times, freezers outside, you name it. And Yeah, there were many times, including not after I had surgery. And the oldest two would always be the ones that would cross the hill, not Summer, the next youngest. And I seen their little feet under a curtain I blocked the living room from the kitchen off with, because it was all glass and, had hunters and things. So anyway, hunters, that anybody gets it mixed up with. Anyway, I'd feel something, hear something, and I kind of come to. And I knew it was them in there. And they were just getting themselves something to eat. Or grabbing something off the shelves. And I'd never say a word. I know they'd pick in, see if I was asleep, whatever else. And I just let them make whatever. There was always stuff left easy on top of the freezer they could get a hold of outside. And I never said a word. And I don't even know that the next teal knows. And I don't care if they do now. Because you know what I'm sure of? Are those boys are somewhere where they're eating. And you ask why none of us called DCS in the neighborhood, because I know that'll be a crowd too. Well, why didn't you? Why didn't you? Well, hell, DCS is there 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. They're not doing anything. What do we do? And then every other day, it's them messaging all of us going, hey, DCS is here again. We know the reasons why our lies, but you tell them what they want to hear. You go, oh, screw DCS, screw this. Oh, they're bad guys, whatever. There's nothing else you can do but try to get along with your neighbors. No, they're there. Nothing's going to be done. And the community as a whole tries to take care of these children. I promise you that. I know this to be facts. And if ever.
And yes, it was said that the community was helping and giving the boys clothes and different things like that. It's just hearing Jody Sue talk like this. Who's it remind you of? In a way, who was the other person that was up at 110 who was this big hero to that family without Dawn being there? Who cooked, who cleaned, who held Candace as she cried over Donnie.
Other neighbors speak up, which they may not, because look what's happening to us, right? They will tell you exactly what I am. That community, the churches, they knew what those two are, but they knew those kids weren't at fault, and so they did know half of.
Oh yeah, what I was going to say about the SDA church, because yes, she says Candace, and I tend to believe this, would go around to different organizations to get help. But yet Robin says when they came to her SDA church, at first she thought that's why they were there, but they kept coming back. And she was really surprised. Absolutely, Michelle. Jose.
It was going to be sold, given away, done whatever. But food was given the boys and her taken care of by the community. So, but then it's like half of what you hear and see you can't prove. So you gonna.
But Don says he didn't know any of the neighbors. He didn't hang out with any of the neighbors. And I'm going to pull up also the newer, I think they were text or something that Jody Sue had put out where she was talking about their newer ones that she just put out, and she was talking something about maybe something about going to Fred's because whoever it was knew he was nice and had been there many times with her dad or something. It was really weird, you guys.
Oh, and you're just going to dismiss it, right? And there you are living with some pissed off neighbors in a place that's something you can get killed over for. Like, I know certain people on that hill may not remember, they're going to deny, but it's like there's a particular female up the road they were keeping at the house. Not keeping, but staying there. And, after normal pass-out time for one of them in the evening, the other one tended to get up to things. And so,
she's talking about, and I hate to say her name, but the woman herself came out publicly and said that, yes, she did sleep with Dawn one time, and her name was Crystal. I'm not even going to say her last name.
He's caught on a futon where all the kids are sleeping on a pile of laundry. All the kids. Upstairs, next to the front door. Sleeping with this woman. Right beside of the children. And somebody comes out of their stupor, finds out, throws this girl off hill supposedly, naked, supposedly, and makes her get out. Why are you more mad at the female than the dude like screwing somebody beside all of your children on the same futon?
That would piss me off. I would be more pissed about Dawn doing it with my children there. He didn't care that the kids were there. And obviously, this woman didn't care that those kids were in that vicinity either.
What the hell is that about? Did you call that in? Well, How do you prove that? How do you prove that? I don't know.
You
And
did
then
prove
once
it.
again, I don't know if he remembers, but I have proof that I reported it in. There was one not long ago where she wants to point down the road towards Hort Hill, and anybody from the area will know exactly where I'm talking about, and towards Bayless, and says there's a child down there for sale, for trade, for meth, a little one.
This is very interesting, her talking about this. Okay? And I'm going to back it up just a little bit. I want you guys to hear exactly the location she's talking about. She mentions Baileyton. And I don't know where the Whore Hill is, but I don't know.
Son of the children. And somebody comes out of their stupor, finds out there was this girl off hill, supposedly, naked, supposedly, and makes her get out. Are you more mad at the female than the dude, like, screwing somebody beside all of your children on the same futon? What the hell is that about? But you call that in. Well, how do you prove that? How do you prove that? I don't know. And then once again, I don't know if he remembers, but I have proof that I reported it in. There was one not long ago where she wants to point down the road towards Hort Hill, and anybody from the area will know exactly where I'm talking about, and towards Bayless, and says there's a child down there for sale, for trade, for meth, a little one. And by the way, I told the feds this too, so just in case you're wondering, they're well aware.
My question is, Jody, you might have told the feds now, but did you report that back then? Well, there is proof blank that, yes, Dawn did sleep with Crystal. That absolutely happened. Crystal came on social media, admitted that she did it, said it only happened one time. That's where I wrote Dawn as a pig, and now it's gone. So she's not fibbing about Dawn sleeping with that woman in the house. I think I've even showed on Facebook where Candace was mad and said some things about Crystal on her Facebook. I'd have to go back and find it. But yeah, that absolutely did happen.
And I reported at the time that happened. Did not. I was told there's a child down there for sale for meth. And I tried to get who, what, when, where, why. Because even I was like, I turned to Andy. I was like, look, if there is a baby down here for sale, I was like, I will go, and I'm not lying. I was like, I will legit go find some meth in this town and get it if that's what it takes to get this baby away from whoever's going to sell it and take this baby to the fucking police. But nobody would give me enough information to go on to go get this baby. This little one that was supposedly for sale for meth.
And you guys, unfortunately, that does happen. That does happen with addicts and things, that they will, unfortunately, trade children, sell children. I saw that too. Oh, no, it's not on my Facebook page, Lily. It was on Candace's.
Everybody clammed up about it, and I couldn't find out who, where, when. So obviously there's people like that in their circle. Hell, I can't name anybody. And if you live in this town, everybody knows everybody. I mean, there's like literally nobody that's not on meth or heroin or fentanyl right now. This is a sad-ass fact. You go to every store, the whole parking lot's filled with these people. Like half of your class,
She's
90%
right.
of my class is dead.
She's
Like it's
right
funeral
about
funeral
that.
after funeral. It's not a joke around here. And it's bad. But I can't name out of any. And it's many that I know that are, I can't name a one around here that would sell kids for meth or trade them off for. Like, that's wild. So to know people that would speaks of even the quality meth heads that are around there. To me personally. Like, it's a little bizarre.
And of course, I've said this before, Dawn, where did he want to go? Right when he knew Summer was missing, where did he want to go? To the meth heads. Straight to the meth heads.
And there are just so many things for years, one last. And like glass houses and all, one last times, before Summer managed to hear the voice. And I'd heard Summer come out and like a little, phone game with the can and string. They went along telling one of the other siblings, like, Dad's being mean to Mom again, come down the hill towards where the oldest is at to go and help Mama. And then here I've got recently these same people in there. I mean, I can hear how many times these fights break out just like if I could over on our hill. Maybe probably clearer, honestly. And People forget that, but recently been like, oh no, it's only been like 2 or 3 times in our lives, and bullshit. Like, girl, I have taken you off more than that after bruises are on you. You've asked me for rides away from there more often than that. Like, who are you trying to lie to right now? And I don't know if it's a combination of like burnt or trying to reset history so they don't look and sound as bad, even to me, and that way it's a hint to not say anything. I don't know, but I'm not playing that game, not for anybody. And
And it was stated, you guys, that and I'll say allegedly, but that Candace would, her and Don would have a big fight or whatever, and there was a woman who stated that Candace and the kids actually had came and spent a night with her because Candace was scared. There had been a big fight or something, and Candace left. So I kind of believe Jody Sue on this, right? Oh, thank you, Crafting. Thank you so much.
let them do it. Truth is truth. And then, you know, all these years it ain't mattered that I held all, you know, all these things. But suddenly money comes into play, and it matters. It matters enough for you to ask me or hint at me, changing my story and facts so you can profit. To put myself into a position to where I'd be in trouble for that. And then it still might be true. And that it help end up losing your daughter further, not find her. Like you.
See, and I know people don't believe Jody when she's saying this, but I honestly believe Dawn and Candace didn't want a lot of stuff out like that. But through their own substance addiction, they couldn't, oh, thank you, JPL. But through their own substance addiction, they were getting drunk and stuff on live streams. And then what happened, right? So this comes back to Jody saying, okay, there were knockdown drag out fights at 110. And then there was just Dawn and Candace fighting. You guys see what I'm saying? Like 2 different levels there. I hope that makes sense.
For somebody that might hold a piece to lie and change stories to help you profit before they.
Well, that girl, I believe some of what Jody's saying too. Do I believe everything she says? I don't know. But there are some things that she says that I believe 100%.
You know, like mind blown. Mind freaking blown. But then, I mean, all these things, it's like. And then on that same video chat, what I get is, now look, y'all, there's a truck in this family. There's a Toyota. Now, this was vetted an exact day given the last time that we had seen it had been his property at our hill from like day one. You know, summer going missing. It's not the right make, model, anything like that. Definitely no supplies, glitter, and whatever, right? It was already cleared. Now, Candace knows this. And she was also up there at our hill the last days I was moving with private investigators as they were talking to me, interviewing me, taping me. And seeing the truck there. She knows the truck exists. Never been an issue until all of a sudden Chase Brad shows up, right? And then here's his call, and here's him going back through the truck thing again the other day. And it was like, you know, but on this particular thing, not several days after the feds have been here again, what we have are, and the last I knew was being told, nobody's really speaking over there, back and forth, but that's from them, so take that with a grain of salt. But what they were doing there was telling me the feds wanted to know. The feds wanted to know. Well, that's real weird to me because the feds were just here and they do know.
See, this is the thing that got me. And I mean, I believe what she's saying here. I believe that for some reason, Dawn and Candace were wanting to know exactly what she was saying to the feds. I think they wanted to know exactly what she was telling law enforcement. I think they were concerned about it, to be honest. And she's talking about her red truck that belonged to her mother. A lot of people talk about the red truck. And she's telling us about the red truck that belongs to her family and that law enforcement already knew about it. Now, what is odd here, because if you go back to Candace and Dawn's WJHL interview, what do they say about a red truck? We didn't know anything about that. You know, if somebody knows, they should come forward to law enforcement. Really? Well, Terry, what we got to understand, we don't know what Jody Sue has actually talked to law enforcement about. And I don't feel like, me personally, I mean, I'm not a big YouTuber. I don't even consider myself a creator because I ain't created shit yet. But I wouldn't want her to tell me what she talked to law enforcement about, because I've always been real hesitant. This is what I've always said. If you have real information that could be pertinent to Summer's case, you're not going to put that on YouTube. You're not going to tell social media with thousands of people what you've told to law enforcement. That's just me. That's the way I think about it. You know, thank you, Lily. Kind of think I would believe JSO. I have to agree with you there, Katie. And the thing about this truck, I think, in my opinion, law enforcement used that as like a herring. And what I mean when I say that is that they maybe put that out there to see, you know, get social media to kind of look into this truck and leave them alone for a while or something. But that's just me. That's just the way I thought about it. Yeah, she does keep coming out with, you know, a lot of different information that we don't know if it's true or not. But I will say this is my opinion about Jody Sue. She's like the rest of social media, YouTube creators, and things like that. We don't know what happened to Summer. We really don't. And, you know, she's doing just like all the other creators and going over things that are her opinion and things like that. Maybe so much if some of these people wouldn't put out things that aren't fact as fact, maybe we could see things a lot differently. I can't wait until this goes before a judge and jury. Don and Candace made their own shit show going on YouTube, acting like drunk suspects. Nobody else can make them look the way they do. Absolutely, JPL. Absolutely. Nobody told them to get on YouTube and act the way that they have. Why have they done that? Why have they done that? I don't get it. Your daughter's missing. And I don't think Dawn and Candace, either one, have ever done a live or a video or anything that's made any impact on finding Summer or showing anything about summer? Nothing. Exactly, Michelle. Why are they trying to distract us like they have? Why have they gotten with different YouTubers um, to throw out distractions? And a lot of distractions. Little bit of truth, a whole lot of lies. Hard to pick the truth out. It's the alcohol and drugs driving DNC to act out on social media. I don't know, Teresa. Do you think that, like, this is just what I've gotten from Jody Sue, that they're doing things? Why are they doing things that make them look horrible? Unless they're trying to get people to look at them, hang on every drunk word they're saying. Don Wells went to jail because he was on a live stream, left to go get cigarettes, had a bottle of booze in the car with him that, and if I remember correctly, he seems to think that he had that bottle of booze in the car so Candace wouldn't drink it. None of it made any freaking sense. I believe, flicking bullocks, that there were certain creators chosen. And why were they chosen so quickly the way they were? If anybody, and no offense to Benny, okay? I'm not talking bad about Benny, but if they really looked at the situation as an example of Benny and the Monica Sherrod stuff, right? Would that be a YouTuber that you would choose to get involved with your missing child? You see what I'm saying? Would that be somebody you would choose to be involved with your missing child? We all know what happened with Benny and Monica Sherrod. Okay? It was out there. Everybody knows it. Everybody knows what happened. They seem to pick people who had a history, right? Don and Benny kind of came together, and he trusted Benny so much. Why? Not that they were in prison or jail together, but they had both been to the same jail before. Not together, right? That's Don's kind of people, right? And look, I'm not saying anything bad about anybody that's went to prison or anything like that. I don't dig into why these people were in jail or what was going on with them. But I remember when Chris McDonough made the statement, I don't talk to criminals. Right? That's what he said. Who was he talking about? Benny Keys, White Boy Lockdown Radio. Even JLR's been to prison. There's a lot of YouTubers who have history, like that. Not saying that, whatever they did time for makes them a bad person now, because it doesn't. But that's what he stated. I don't talk to criminals. So just very telling right there. Why did Tim Mullins want Benny to be a YouTuber that could in my opinion, okay, let me give you an example. We've got Ernie Shell. Ernie and Tina and Xander from Predator Hunter Nation. Actually, we're supposed to go meet with Don Wells and have a conversation with him. Okay? Whatever happened, Don chose not to talk to them. That was when they ended up going to the racetrack and doing this search or whatever. I can tell you where to go find it. Tina explains all that stuff. I've showed it before. Okay. And then what happened? They start Benny Keys. What's he do? Right? Yeah, I knew it was an amount of money that Tim Mullins paid to Benny. I think Benny showed that himself, right? But what happened? Benny was right there. And then the war between Benny Keys and Ernie Shell started, didn't it? And it went on and on and on. And this wasn't two people who were just in the background talking shit about each other. There was a video where Ernie Shell was getting tased by the police. Tased. The cops were getting called all the time. Ernie got to the point where, in my opinion, he was like, look, I'm done. I'm done with it. Benny lost a lot in his personal family from involving himself in the Summer or becoming involved with Summer's case. He did. Not that what happened with Monica Sherrod probably didn't, help the situation any. But it didn't help that he went right into the Summer Wells case. Summer was a possession to them. I'm surprised that those boys, in my opinion, used for financial gain as well. I think Justin just put a video out, I think. Thank you, Justin. I'm gonna find it, darling. Because you're fantastic. I have to find it. Let me see if I can find it. Let me see if I can find it. I don't know. Maybe he's doing a live. Yeah, maybe he's doing a live. Oh, no, here it is. There's two of them. Let me grab this one. Hang on. All right, let me pull this up. I haven't lost this, you guys. I'm just gonna pause it for a minute. I'm just gonna pause it for a moment. Welcome to my low budget channel. I started watching Jody C on Facebook about a week after someone went missing. Followed her on YouTube. I believe what she was saying for so long. She told a story about being taken by and I believe this. I believe what's being said right here, you guys. Fair use. Thank you, Justin. I adore you.
But she's been using them all along. If Candace would like to message me, I'll tell her everything Daisy's told me about her. But she's using
them.
She's not their friend. She wants subs on her channel, and that's the only reason why she's doing it, and she's using them. She didn't really care about Summer. She's just using them for subs because that's what she wants is subs. That's her thing, that power. But she's using them. I just want y'all to know about that.
Does that surprise you guys?
You know, yeah.
Yeah.
She has been using them for all along. She's using them. I'm not going to say what she's told me about it and everything because I don't want to disrespect Candace on that level. But yeah, she.
Wow. Let me throw this other one in here. There we go.
Subs on her channel. She's using them. She told me she's using them bad. She don't believe they're innocent, and she's using them. Yes, she is. There y'all have it. She's using them. And if she wants to keep it up, I'll get into details on some of the shit she's told me about Dawn and Candace. She's using them, you guys. She's using them for everything they're worth. Yes. And if she wants to keep it up, then she can, we'll go there. I'll tell you everything. I've got messages and everything about what she told me, what Candace has told her and stuff. But I don't want to hurt Candace and Dawn like that. Well, I don't want to hurt Candace like that. But she's using them. Yep, there you have it. She's using them. She's not their friend. She's used them all along to get subs on her channel.
That doesn't surprise me either. I've said it from the get-go. I think Candace is using them too. They all fucking use each other. It's like, okay. I knew that from the beginning. Look, when a YouTube creator has something that they can make money off of, that's just like anybody, you guys. If I was out here and I was selling bananas and apples, and I was making more off of the apples, I would have more apples to sell than I would bananas. You know what I mean? But I know, Anastasia. Them girls go after each other all the time. You're surprised she admitted it? We already knew that. Said she'd taken by her pap or dad. A little while later, she talked about working on the farm with the same person. She loved it. Well, Lisa, as far as that scenario goes, I did a live where I played a interview that Gabble Geeks did with Andy Bernard and Amy, Jody Sue's sister. That tells you a lot. It tells you a lot. You know, they say Jody Sue kind of tells stories, for sure. I fell asleep listening to all this. When I got up, it was deleted. What was deleted, Sue? The live that they did? Are you talking about another channel? I was going to say I haven't ended this one yet. For sure. I think some of the stuff Jody Sue talks about is the truth, and then I think other things, it's embellished. Right? The more you embellish something, the more people, yeah, it was their live, right, Sue? Justin clipped it. So that was Justin's clip. So that ain't Jinkies. That's not Jinkies. That was Justin. That was that good-looking guy, Justin. Definitely good-looking guy. in my opinion. If you quit watching her, and then we question everything she said, still today, lies and changes her story. Then her sister told how she lied. Lisa, I played that. That's on one of my lives. And I'm sorry she makes you sick. I don't understand. I think my thing with Jody is because she talks about things that, in our opinion, that she should have went straight. And well, I don't, Sue, I don't get it, because does it really matter if Daisy's on disability or not? I think what we were talking about there was her and Candace using each other. I don't understand what Daisy being on disability has to do with anything. I don't know, though. Well, we all, I mean, everybody does it. Some people don't. Like I said, my live that I did yesterday, she's not violating anything, JPL. How is she violating anything? You can be on disability and still do other things to make money. You just have to, you can only make so much. You can only make so much. I mean, she makes a pretty penny, I can guarantee you that. Seems like there's a list of folks that have been used by DNC both. I agree, Teresa. There's probably a lot of people on there are, Annabelle. There are a lot of people who have channels that are on disability. But yeah, definitely, just because you're on disability doesn't mean that you can make an extended amount of, any more money, because a lot of people who are on disability aren't making a lot of money. Daisy said she wasn't on disability. But I guess the point I want to make on whether she's on disability or not on disability, and don't get me wrong, but who gives a fuck? Who cares? That's the most pettiest shit. And if these people are making money off of talking shit about each other, hey, who am I to stand in the way of somebody getting a bag? Daisy might be a lot of nurses after. You can, yeah. What you do with your nursing license is, when it's time to, like, re-register for it, you just pay the money to keep your license active is all you do. But they're not going to stop, JPL. Thank you, Lisa. Yeah, there's a lot of people on disability. A lot. Some people just know how to weasel their way around it, I would never get by with anything. I cannot lie. I am not good at scamming. I'm not good at lying. I'm not good at any of that shit. I would get caught. That's how bad I am about it. I would get caught. There are a lot of nurses that, and this was the thing too, when the whatever you want to call it, because I can't say it on here because YouTube don't like it. when the Rona came around, there were actually nurses who lost their positions because they didn't want to get the vaccine. And just because they didn't want to get the vaccine, a lot of nurses lost their positions. Now, I don't so much believe that that as far as the nursing situation went, that a nurse couldn't find a job, because we needed a lot of nurses and stuff at that time. I think she puts cash ups up for DNC because it's controversial, brings traffic to her channel. Her sub count is growing. She won't be the first to friend those two. Absolutely, Annabelle. There's many people and a lot of newer channels who are talking about summer. Dawn and Candace will pick the next person that they need to go over there to, for sure. They're not dumb. I mean, they're not per se book smart, but these people have been. I mean, you're talking about Candace, who has been homeless. She's been in foster care. She's been in the carnival all her life. In my opinion, she's learned how to manipulate and scam and get what she needs. When you're talking about Dawn, you're talking about somebody who was in prison a lot. Don even says he would basically grew up in the justice system. Those people know how to do what? Manipulate. They know how to survive. She needs that income out. She's a big narcissist. Oh well. Good for her. Hey Laura. I don't really watch her, you guys. I really don't watch her. Never talking about anything that's interesting to me. I don't hear really conversations about summer. It's usually about Dawn and Candace. I really don't want to watch a channel with Dawn and Candace on it. I mean, do I hear people let me know, hey, maybe you need to take a peek at this? You know, this is some bullshit or whatever. Absolutely. I mean, I just did a live yesterday where I was talking about, you know, Dawn and mouthing off and, you know, to Brandy and stuff. It's just, it's all disgusting. What you doing, AC? If Daisy truly believes those two are guilty, she probably doesn't feel bad acting like she. Annabella, I could not count on both of my hands and both of my feet on my toes how many individuals have, quote unquote, befriended Dawn and Candace that really wasn't their friends. And then people who do befriend them want to act like they believe every word that they're saying. And I'm like, how can you fucking believe what they're saying? Do these people honestly believe that Dawn and Candace is being truthful with them or telling them the truth about fucking anything? I mean, it's freaking ridiculous. Freaking ridiculous. All right, I'm getting off the Jody Sue topic here for a minute. And yes, like I said, the only reason I privatized that video yesterday is because my beautiful, beautiful granddaughter made an appearance on it right before I ended my live. She's beautiful. And you know what, Dawn and Candace? I can tell you a lot about my granddaughter. I can tell you a lot about my children. I can tell you a lot about my family. And I don't live with my granddaughter, and I can still tell you a lot about her. I mean, seriously. But no, I don't watch that stuff anymore. I do watch things that pique my interest, but why not? All right, let's switch. Let's not. Hey, Mary Edwards, thanks for leaving a comment. Mary said JSB probably had a tracker on Andy's phone. See, that's the thing. Andy says that Jody Sue had a couple of his phones, right? Who cares what they make or what they get? Yeah, I mean, I don't say anything about how anybody gets their money. And I try not to say a whole lot about how anybody spends their money, right? Because, it ain't my money. But I just find it pretty ridiculous that these people are paying two individuals who are still a suspect in their daughter's missing case. In Summer's case, she's missing. They're still suspects, and people are paying two grown adult people. Guess what? There's a thing called welfare, okay? Welfare. You can go get food stamps, right? And Dawn and Candace both say they never applied for anything like that. And guess what? They didn't apply for anything like that. So make that make sense. Candace running around to churches and the kids not really having food, from what others say. What would make people not want to have Medicaid for their children or receive food stamps to feed the kids? What? What would make individuals not want to get help with things that would take care of their children? Right? Because if you get Medicaid and food stamps, what happens? And you have children, what happens? Just exactly like what happened. CPS kept coming. Candace wouldn't answer the door. CPS is not going to break your door down if they come. They're not going to break the door down. They're going to knock. And guess what? If you don't answer, they're not going to stand out there and call the cops and be like, oh, can you come out here? They're not answering the door. They might do that if someone calls and says the children are in danger. But if somebody calls and says, oh, blah, 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 petty shit, CPS isn't going to call law enforcement. It definitely seems like they're sponging. They are sponging off everybody. They most certainly are. They absolutely are. But why are all these people lying? Why are all these people lying about everything? Oh, I got something interesting. Hang on, let me pull it up. I've had this on my watch later list for a while. and I've been wanting to play it. I'm sorry I'm all over the place today, you guys. I wasn't gonna do a live because I was gonna paint, but my paint didn't come. I think a lot of it has to do with money. Yes, exactly was his. Why aren't they making money off their own channels? Why are they going to everybody else's? Sold the rights to make money, or I don't think that they sold the rights to make money or anything. I just think that when people make money off of YouTube with cash apps and things like that, well, you got to realize that when they drop their cash app, that is going in Candace's name. Candace's doesn't work. She's never worked. So she would have to make quite a bit for, you know, I think, I don't know how it is everywhere. If you make over like $11,000, then you got to file taxes, something like that. Tim controls a lot of shit about the wells. And I honestly think that Don listens to what they say. I think he listens to what the church says. I think he listens to Tim Mullins. I think anybody that Don thinks has any sort of intelligence at all, that Don listens to them. They don't want to ask for help from the government because they want to stay off the grid. Yes, absolutely. I would like to ask Timmy that myself, Dot. For sure. Now this is just and I'm glad I found this. This is from Crime Stories Obsessed, who has a lot of good content. You guys should go over there and watch Crime Stories Obsessed. I, of course, am subscribed. I've been subscribed for a long time. But yeah, I've had this on my list for a long time. She just put this out 6 days ago. I'm not sure if she was the original person that for some reason I thought Unmask did this but I could be wrong. So I'm gonna use this Crime Stories Obsessed. I hope you don't mind. Thank you, Eve, for dropping their link. Wonder if Tim got them. Oh, I don't know. That stupid NDA. That was the most ridiculous shit I ever heard. The only reason anyone would want an NDA is so that way people couldn't talk about their stupid shit and the stories they were putting out. And I'm just going to pop through this a little bit quick, you guys. This is Allie's neighbors talking about Allie and H and them. It's really interesting.
About the 15th of June, is that correct?
I love her accent.
Yeah, well, no, I know that Allie was at the ballpark that day. I do know that.
Yeah.
And people, how do I know? Because ask them. These people, they never leave the house. They don't go anywhere. They're hermits. And so when they do something, you will remember what they do because it's shocking that they ever do anything with their kids. So
Okay.
I remember at the ballpark when Allie.
Now that's an interesting thing she's saying. That's a very interesting thing she's saying because Candace and Dawn also made the comment that they did a lot of things with Allie's kids because Allie didn't do a lot, with the kids.
Was over there between, praxis was at 6. So I know that between 6 and 8 that she was at the ballpark in Lynn Garden, and Hunter was with his girlfriend, and her mother. I do know that.
Yeah.
But
Because there was an altercation later that day between the girlfriend's mom and everybody.
okay, see, because there was a
Yeah.
big argument that day with the
Remember?
girlfriend's mom and everybody outside,
Yeah. Out back behind my house.
behind her house.
So if we start back at the beginning then, so from when Summer goes missing, and then it starts to come out that she's disappeared. Ali starts to become aware of it. She's at the ball field. When you speak to her afterwards, after the event, and she starts telling you what happened when she pulled up with the truck, what did she say to you about that day?
She told me that she never went to the truck and that she beat herself up every day, all the time about it, because she wished that she would have went over there, but she did not go over there.
So, this young lady is telling us that Allie didn't go to the truck. Allie said she walked out to the truck, remember? Really wanted to see Summer. Candace said no. Blah, blah, blah.
So I don't know why she keeps lying. I think that she's using that little girl for attention and for people to feel sorry for her. And I just don't think it's right.
No, it's wrong.
It is very, very wrong.
And she knows that Hunter is not in foster care, and she knows that he's in trouble. She knows he does smoke weed and smoke cigarettes and everything else. He done it before that day, and she allows it. So it just makes me mad that she's trying to lie and act like she's something that she's not.
I agree. Allie knew all
But
that.
yeah, I mean, I think the most concerning thing to me, I mean, we can get into everything else, but like the one big thing is like her telling everybody that she didn't go over to the truck is a big thing, because if you've watched the interviews online, she's told multiple sources that she got up from where you're like sat now, like on her little balcony. She went over to the truck and she saw Summer.
Yeah,
I don't
well,
understand why.
on the camera, right here is her porch. Right there she is, probably, I think, coming in. And she oh God, it's probably about to be an argument, but I don't care. Whatever. They lie.
Yeah, I mean, and the TBI are aware of the lies and everything.
Yeah.
Are they? Yeah, because
It's still a very active investigation. They have come on multiple times, at least once a month. They come on and talk about it and let us know, you know, like as the public, that they are indeed still, you know, investigating and looking. And the cops know that there's the stories that are told are lies. They know that there's no facts behind it. The one thing they do know, and the only thing they know that's true, is that Summer's missing and she's still not home.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I just the lie that she told, you know, I mean, I know we've got Hunter saying that he saw her in the car, but he was intoxicated when he arrived home, as far as Ali said on an interview the other day. So if he was intoxicated on the way home, was he capable of knowing whether Summer was actually okay in the car? And then that's concerning, because if she wasn't, you've got Ali saying that she saw her. If she hadn't have been there, or she'd actually been really ill, her saying she'd seen Summer when she didn't actually go over is huge, because, you know, not only is she lying, but she could change this.
Yeah, but I think she's just saying that trying to cover for Hunter. I mean, if so, because she don't know what, you know, really.
She don't know what happened. She wasn't there.
Yeah.
She don't know.
Yeah.
You know, my daughter went to school with them prior to this, so we knew them previously. But when my daughter started, teenage girls, Lord help us, but you know, they harbored my daughter for over 12 hours when she ran away
And lied.
and lied to the police. Told me dead to my face that she wasn't in that house, and she was very well in that house.
Wow.
So my thing is, if you will lie for a minor who was barely 12 years old, only 12 years old for barely 30 days. You're going to help your so-called ex-best friend cover up. There's
Wow.
drug use on both sides on that part. And I just feel, they know, Hunter knows, Candace and them know, but they will not come forth and say anything. And it's very just, I don't know. It's sickening because
Yeah.
it's a child.
Disgusting.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
but she
you
act
know,
like, did she act like Hunter was disturbed and this and that? That's not true. That's so not true.
He violated probation.
Yes, he's in juvenile detention for getting in trouble. So I mean, they lie about everything. So it's like you lie about small stuff. What else you lie about?
Absolutely, young ladies on the porch. If you're lying about small stuff, what is the big stuff that you're lying about? Absolutely. Yeah, allegedly he had a doctor's appointment, right? Allie said in the Unmasked interview, which there's a live and it's titled correctly, where Unmasked does an interview with Allie, where Allie states in there that that there were a couple hours in the timeline that was off. Hey, Eddie. And that she couldn't talk about it because law enforcement was looking into it. But she also stated that H was fine when he came home. There was nothing wrong with him. He didn't seem like he'd been drinking or anything like that.
I think
Our boys went to school with him. I mean, up until he got sent off.
so.
Yeah.
I just want to believe they say for her to come in and acting like a hero and this and that. I don't believe it. I think she's crazy. She told me the night that Summer disappeared that she was on her front porch and she heard Summer telling her that she was home, talking about letting Summer know that she was there with her. Summer was letting Allie know, hey, I'm here, I'm home, in spirit. Why would she say that?
That was quite odd. I found that quite disturbing when she said that.
I mean,
Yeah.
she's going to, she's literally going.
And that is weird too, isn't it? Is why would you let anybody else take your underage child to the doctor? Well, no, he wasn't wasted, Teresa. She said. Allie said herself, Hunter was fine. He wasn't acting any type of weird ass way.
On a couple hours and you're already saying that you hear a spirit
Right.
and that she's there. I mean, that's, why would you say that?
If you don't know something else, why?
Yeah. You know, you've apparently seen her in the car, but then, you know, we've got audio of you saying you never looked in the cab. It just and lying. I mean, whether it's be to protect him. I mean, listen to this.
She did. No, see, I didn't look in the cab.
And so she told her that
me personally she sat on her porch and told me her side of the story that she went out there and looked and seen Summer in the vehicle. She told me that herself. She did.
Yeah, and she told me that she didn't. So it's like, what? I mean, why are you lying? Why do you keep on changing your story?
I kind of thought that Leslie had maybe stepped in when CPS took the kids, Allie's kids, because H was staying with Leslie at one time. So, yeah, Teresa, that's what she said. After the fact, when she had done interviews and said that he wasn't acting weird in any way, then all of a sudden he was rocking and doing all this other stuff.
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense. I mean, the only reason why I would guess you would change your story is to protect your child. But even then, I mean, I wouldn't be able to protect my child if I thought there was something going on. I mean, do you think that anything could have gone on that day when they were at the swim hole? Because it just seems strange that not only does she apparently become ill while she's down there, he's intoxicated when he comes back. You've got Ali saying one thing and then the next. It's like we don't get any truths. It's trying to pull the truth.
There's a TikTok video.
TikTok video of that day of them showing Summer and Hunter at that swim hole is very weird. It's very odd. I don't know.
She swims away from him. Like she tries to get away from him.
Actually, when I seen it, she was trying to get away from Hunter because he was splashing her. Candace herself said for Hunter to stop, that Summer didn't like that. And I tend to believe that.
Yeah. And I mean, I don't know if you know, there was a channel, Molly Go Lightly, and she actually went out to Tennessee and she took some great photos while she was there. But one of them, just see if I uploaded it or not. I don't know if this is it. It's not the best, but you can see as the waters receded, you can see all of the branches where, you can see where the water line would normally come up to, and those branches are quite far out. I mean, it's just concerning. You throwing a kiddie off your shoulders, for instance, or you're playing in the water. It wouldn't take much to get injured, you know?
Yeah. We take our boat out on that lake every summer, and we have actually pulled our boat into to where they were at, which is like to the left of where the horses are located. And that's a very like rocky part.
One thing I will say about the swim hole. When the Twisted Tea scenario came out, that Candace gave H the Twisted Tea, then Candace does the WJHL interview and talks about all the Twisted Tea cans and the garbage laying around. And I'm like, in my opinion, if that was the case, why are you taking your little 5-year-old girl to swim in a place like that? Why are you talking about how nasty it was, but yet you're taking your child there? That always stood out to me.
If the water's down some, you can swim, but if the water is if it's full and the water,
It's hard.
you can't go out on there.
You get beat up. It's low rocks.
Yeah.
And somebody's left a comment here saying Ali told another channel that H got home from his girlfriend's house and he was rocking back and forth in his room, and it took everything for her and her friend to get him out of his room. I mean,
my opinion on that was he didn't want to listen to Allie or Leslie or Allie's grandma or Allie's mama. Them women, in my opinion, were probably driving him effing crazy with all the questions, etc.
I mean, if that's the case, I don't know if I've heard that. I don't think I have. Have you heard that, Kat?
No, not directly that quote. But I did want to just quickly ask something at this point, just before we carry on, and that was did any of you guys ever meet Summer, or did you know her or Candace or Don at all?
I have met them actually.
Yes.
I live 2 houses I live here. I'm Melissa's neighbor as well. I live 2 houses up from them.
They played
From
at this
Summer.
park right over here with all of our kids.
Yeah,
So
my
your kids-
son's aunt lives over there near them, and they had.
Now, you guys remember when Dawn made the comment about Allie's daughter? She was at the park. The only way that Dawn could have seen Allie's daughter was either driving down that road and seeing her at the park, or was they over at Allie's house?
The Halloween before Summer went missing, they had did a corn maze over there, and Summer was out there helping them scare, like, people and stuff. They let the kids get out there and have fun and get on the little corn things and like dress up and stuff. And my son had played with her and said that she was really sweet and she was fun. And it's hard on these kids because
They knew her.
Yeah.
Yeah. So how do you think it has affected any of you guys, Summer going missing? Like personally, just kind of for a second leaving Allie aside, have any of you or your family been affected by Summer's disappearance at all?
Yeah. I consume myself with it because it's too close to home. It's too scary.
Yeah, that's
Right. It's your community, isn't it? It's your community that you live in. So yeah, I can imagine
well,
that.
not only that, just not even a year or maybe 2 years prior to this, we had a 18-month-old go missing, and unfortunately they found her and she was dead, and her mom is now in jail for that. But
No.
it's
Wow.
God, that's
two
awful.
babies. That's 2 babies, and
Wow.
I tell my daughter every day.
Find
To get that perspective, like
the
how
part
it's
I
kind of
want you guys
impacted
to
the community.
hear.
A lot of people's just lying too much.
There's a comment here from Cher. She's another content creator. Hi, Cher. She says, when Ali says that when H got home, he told her that Summer was alive in the truck. Why was Summer being alive or dead even a conversation when H got home? Which I think is quite a good question.
That's a good question, Cher.
Yeah, because she hadn't even went missing yet.
Right.
Yeah, it
It
just
all hadn't even went in.
Yeah, it's like her making a comment about, her and her spirit telling her that she was there with her. She hadn't even been gone a couple of hours. Why would you make comments like that? It's just,
I mean, none of it makes sense.
None of
Any
it.
of it.
Allie made a comment that she was sitting on her porch and Summer came to her. It was fucking weird. Hey, Jean Ellen, I've never even followed the little guy case because it feels like a true tragedy, where Summers feels like a crime. They were defending themselves from ghosts, so I asked why. Exactly, Jean. Exactly. That's what we've all been asking over and over. Why are you lying, Dawn and Candace? Why couldn't you just be honest from the get-go? I would have had a totally different, maybe not so much my opinions or theories, but I think I would have felt a little differently if even Candace would have just been honest from the get-go, because I do not believe her or her mother or Dawn Wells when they act like Candace was a helicopter mom. I just can't believe that. I don't believe that.
None.
No. So what kind of neighbors are
You want
these
to know?
people?
You want to know?
Uh,
I can tell you.
guys, do you want to know, guys? Does anybody want to know? Or
Got it. Thank you.
handouts from people, and I think that's bullcrap.
And I've done
Use a
that.
5-year-old little.
And I've done that and got hurt so many times. And I'm tired.
that house that night, that day in that truck. By, it could be that H doesn't want to say, or he was too intoxicated to know, or something.
Which video are you talking about, Crafting? I heard a video of either H or his mom, and it was said that H said. It could have been Chris McDonough's interview. It's out there. It's out there where he said that, yeah, she was definitely alive. I believe he said it in Chris McDonough's interview. Taking a big chance of being caught lying. If Summer was found, what would Allie then say? Yeah, Crafting, that video hasn't gone poof. It's out there. I know it is. Oh, Candace sleeping in church. Well, I mean, Curse, the thing about it is, if you truly, I mean, if Allie truly knows that H would never do anything to harm Summer, and she may not just be protecting him from that, because you got to remember that H was in trouble. He was already in trouble because he tried to take a woman's vehicle. Now, somewhere in there, it was said that there was actually a child in that vehicle also, but H did not know there was a child in the vehicle. But he got in trouble for that. He got caught.
But by Ali turning around and saying she got up off that porch and went over to that truck and telling the TBI that and telling people online that she did.
Hi. We are telling the truth. That's what we are. You're a lot. You are.
They are fighting, you guys. The neighbors and Allie are fighting. I don't recall. It was Chris McDonough crafting. It was Chris. H has only talked to Chris McDonough. So that's where he said it at, on Chris McDonough. But watch your ears, guys, because they're fighting.
Are not telling the truth.
Show them what kind of neighbors you're like.
You're not getting around somebody talking to you.
She's recording us, mad because we're recording. We're telling the
That's
truth.
fine.
It's a bull crap. So because this is what we have to do with this. Yeah, it's on a daily. But it's bullshit for us to do an interview. Hang up.
Okay, I think that was the wise move.
Wait, they just knocked him off there. Okay, hang on. We'll get him back. Oh, Lord. That's a neighborhood squall right there, isn't it?
You was. I know you was. I said you was. I have no lies to tell. You was.
Kitty.
I wanted to ask you guys, did you see Hunter at the football field that night as well?
She told me she never went to the truck. Yes, you did. You told me that you never went to the truck and you beat yourself up every.
Was Hunter at the football field?
No.
Did you see Hunter at the football field?
No.
It's your
No.
story. You how you want to.
No.
She does.
So they said Hunter went to the ball field afterwards. He did then? He wasn't there, or he was?
Somebody kicked in my door and they couldn't do nothing about it because there was no cameras.
Okay, guys, let's just ignore her. I think that's probably the best thing to do for now.
You have to walk away.
You have to be the better person, but sometimes it's hard.
Crime Stories upset. She's like, please, you guys, let's stop it, because I'm sure that their ears were freaking, oh my gosh. Oh, no, Allie, they all lied. You loved when Allie got mad. Look, I'm just going to say this. Anybody who can get on social media and tell the story of having to go do a urine test for CPS and that they had to take a shit, so they shit and they shit all over the freaking plastic cup that the urine was supposed to go into, and think that was funny, and they can say that on social media. That's some fucked up shit right there. I'm just saying.
So okay, it's put me off.
We're just doing an interview and she's mad in her feels.
Okay.
So
Sorry,
anyway,
you know,
sorry.
she's allowed to go on, and she's allowed to say what she wants on these other channels every night, and she's talking about Candace, she's talking about different people. So it's only fair that other
You guys
people get to have their say as well, you know. And if there's something you've witnessed or something's been said to you, you have just as much right to be able to speak.
But my daughter told me that that Candace was coming to pick her and True up to go to her house so that I could not find her. If that would have happened, whatever could have happened, that could have been my child.
Yeah.
Like that literally could have been my child instead of some.
Now that's interesting, you guys, right there. This woman is saying that her young daughter was over at Allie's house, allegedly. They lied, said the girl wasn't there. And this mother finds out that actually, allegedly, Candace was coming to pick them up, True and her daughter. So what does that tell you right there? Do you think if that is true, that Candace even cared that this young girl was not at home or had not told her mother what was going to transpire? And let me tell you why that's scary. That's scary to me because this young lady could have been put in a situation where she could have poof disappeared, never to be seen and never to be heard from again. Just like who? Summer. Just saying. Not saying that that's what would have happened. You guys know when I think about things, I think very deeply, okay?
I mean, we had the
And-
law out here.
Yeah,
looking
the law
for
was
her
looking
and
for her.
everything.
Like my oldest son plays travel sports, so she was home with her dad that day.
Okay, I'm going to play this just for a minute, you guys. I'm going to go get me something to drink. I shall be right back. I know you all will be respectful in chat because you guys are great. You're fantabulous people. I shall be right back. Okay, Eve? Eve's the boss.
And I was away for a one-day tournament, and when I come home, he was already looking for her. I just happened to, I just a mother's instinct, you track her down. But like my thing is if my child's missing, I'm not trying to get publicity. I'm not stopping. I'm not sleeping until I find my child.
Yeah.
And I'm not using a 5-year-old for my fame or to put my face out on a YouTube channel or for money because that's not my child.
No. And you said that she used to work at Walmart, but she's not working now, or and what is she using the how would the why?
Well, I know she couldn't work. I don't know if she went.
I don't know if she's went back or not, but
I honestly, I don't know. I can't speak on that.
She was out of work for a while because of this situation. She said that I think the other day I heard her saying that she went back to work on a YouTube channel. So you don't ever know what's true. They don't ever hardly stay at home anymore. I don't know why they're here today. We got lucky, I guess.
We certainly did. So for anybody asking if these lovely ladies know Ali, I don't think we need to ask them again.
We don't need to clarify that anymore.
We don't need to clarify that. Thank you for the super chats, guys. If I haven't acknowledged, just because we're in the middle of this conversation. But can we just talk about a situation that was discussed previously on the Chris McDonough show, and that was to do with them having some kind of, we call it a barbecue here, cookout in the back garden, and something was said, I think it was Leslie said that she'd got the kid, Candace had got the kids to lay on the hot ground and you obviously live next door, and you remember part of that day. Do you want to tell us your side?
Yeah, I remember that day because they never come outside. They never do anything. So whenever they do, you notice. How can you not notice them? Listen how loud they are. But they was grilling out back, and because they had asked my son if he wanted a hot dog. And
Okay, I
told him,
think
no,
they.
thank you.
Holy guacamole! Woo! I'm sorry I left y'all with that noise. I'll have to turn it down a little bit. I apologize. Wonder if her younger daughter is the one who was crying about things going on the hill. I don't think it was that one. I never heard about that, Anastasia. About somebody crying about the things that was going on the hill. I think you're talking about when, and Candace kind of elaborates on that. Allegedly, I'll call her T. I don't like to even say these kids' names. Had taken a younger child up and was trying to get Candace to, it had something to do with someone that True wanted to have a relationship with, and Candace said no, that it wasn't going to happen at her house. I doubt if it's this woman's child, because obviously this woman didn't let her kid go up to 110 Ben Hill Road.
But they were cars parked in the back where the pavement was at. And if I would have seen a kid laying in a hot concrete, any kid, I don't care if it was my kid or not, being punished like that, I would have said something. She would have said something. Anybody would have said something. So I feel like that's just a lie to make themselves look better.
Yeah. I kind of wondered if that wasn't a lie too, that they were talking about the boys having to lay on the hot concrete. I don't know. Something just didn't sound right to me when that story was being told. And also, Leslie did not like Candace. And neither did Allie's grandmother. You know, and then when JLR talked to Allie's mom, you know, some things were said that didn't make any sense at all, right? No, you can't believe anyone. A child went with a friend and grandmother. I don't know unless you're talking about, Sherry was talking about her granddaughter, her youngest granddaughter, said that Dawn was giving them alcohol and et cetera, et cetera. And the granddaughter she was talking about was really, really young. Real young.
Yeah, and they told me that story multiple times. Like every time I seen that woman Leslie, she would tell me that same story over and over. Like she didn't remember telling me before. And I'm like, you told me this. And I mean, I never seen anything like that going on outside. But I never see them out back either. If they are outside, it's out front on the porch.
I remember that.
I mean, you can't sit out on the front porch in peace and enjoy yourself because they're outside on the front. So
I think when I spoke to Melissa before, Melissa was saying that day the car was pulled right up to the front to the garage, so they wouldn't have been able to lay on the hot ground.
No, they wouldn't have. I mean, the parking lot back there is like this big. I mean, it's just like that. There's no room for, and if you're driving big SUVs.
Yeah, I drive an SUV, so if I'm back there, she can't get her Nissan Sentra in there.
So, you would have had Leslie's car, their car, and Candace's car out there. And they all have pretty big sized vehicles. So they would have been I was out there. My son was out there playing. And if I would have seen that and them look better.
Yeah.
I'm flipping through it, you guys.
Sandra and True.
A bully.
He does, but he does have a hard time because I mean he tries to be tough and he's really not about that life. And I think not just him, but the whole family. I don't think they're all there. I think you know what I mean. I hate to be ugly like that, but I think they're missing a couple screws. And she's had a really hard time with all this. They've been in plenty of fights. Remember the fight with the neighbors? They stole the furniture. All that crazy stuff happened.
Yeah.
And then they came outside to tell me about it when I was checking my mail. Allie did. And she heard them talk, had a kid knock on the door running. But she came inside. They got into it. He got into it with the boyfriend. And she goes, grabbed the knife and was like, I'm not going to let them, bully.
Oh, Lord, now we got a train. Oh, we got the kids hollering in the background. Now we got a train. All right, I'm at 3:10 right now, you guys. I'm going to stop this, but I will keep this and go over it a little bit more later. Let me put it on my watch list here. Okay, it's on my watch list. Well, I knew it was on my watch list because my ass had it on my watch list. That's how I knew about it. And I've got Jody Sue. We'll finish that up later, too. So, I don't know. My content was all over the place today. I'm going to, I've got to work on some stuff on my channel here pretty soon. And, hang on, I gotta shut my door. Oh, I stepped on my earphone. Gonna do some work on my channel and stuff, and I want to get my stuff taken care of for my mods, and get my list of words and different things like that, taken care of. So BFF went to with T. Grandma came home crying about animal abuse and BB guns. Is that the friend that Candace made sleep out in the truck? This is just me personally, you guys. Oh, thank you. This is just me personally. I don't really buy into a lot of what Allie and her mother and her grandmother said. I really don't. But I wanted you guys to hear a little bit about the original statement by Jody Sue. And I haven't finished it, but I can't do a 4-hour live today, you guys. I'm sorry. But I will re-release my rant about Don Wells because it's really weird, but drama, and like when I went off about Don yesterday, those lives get more views than any other lives that I do. Anytime that I have a problem and I voice my opinions or get feisty about it, those lives get more views than trying to put out, good content for sure. But I'll go over the, let's see what I have here in front of me. I did get my printer ink, so I'd definitely be able to, some things about Grandma Candace that always threw me off. Because it was said she had a baby monitor in her camper. Why would she have a baby monitor in her camper? Makes no sense to me at all. None whatsoever. But yeah, I'm gonna get get with Eve and we'll get everything we need straightened out for the mod stuff. And then I want to put a, I don't know. I'll get it figured out. I know, Benita. You know what? When I was younger, I would lay, if I was wet from the swimming pool, I would lay on the cement and stuff too. I think kids have done that. And then they said Candace and Grandma were laughing. Well, maybe they were laughing because a grown adult went and tipped a pool over, and I don't know. I saw a debunked picture of the baby monitor. Baby monitors are baby monitors. Well, if Lisa Kay said it, then it has to be true. I'm just saying. That's funny. If Lisa says it, it's true. Maybe them boys had no towels. That's a good possibility. Oh, yeah, Anastasia, he wouldn't care about that. Do you think that he would ever listen to anybody? I mean, the guy come over in my chat one time, and the reason he came over into my chat was because he wanted to fight with Cher. That was the only reason he came over into my chat. Don Wells has never been around my channel or into my chat or any freaking thing else. And then all of a sudden, the time that I have Cher up there, all of a sudden, I mean, that conversation kind of went a little bit differently than what I thought it was going to anyway. I thought we were going to pick up with where we actually had left off on her live. And, you know, that was a shit show in itself, for sure. I mean, that's just, I mean, you definitely watch Cher stuff on the adoption stuff, because that's some weird shit for sure. I mean, that's not something that, I mean, I've got different notes on it and stuff, but it's nothing that I went in and researched like she did, for sure. I know somebody, I think, was that you, Nana, for life? If you're still around, she sent me a link to a video where someone was talking about, you know, the different religions and the adoption aspect of it, because it's just not the SDA church. There's other churches who do that also. That all was really weird to me. You know, I'm not even going to get into it. It was that the whole thing was just, I don't know. I got my way of thinking about stuff. You guys know that. I hadn't decided if that was a good thing or not a good thing. I don't know. I'm just moving on from it, and that's just the way it is. Well, the different catalogs. Yeah, that's really weird. It's really strange. Don's ears don't work in his mouth unless he's, you know, it's all about dollar signs. For sure. Well, a lot of times, you guys, if there's drama stuff going on and I'm talking about something specific and giving my opinion and stuff on it, I always try to be really careful, because this is the way it usually goes for me, and this is true. There could be other creators who talk about the same thing I do or discuss stuff. And, but if I talk about it, they try to strike me. That's happened more often than not. You know, if no, but if a creator's got 15,000 subs or more and they want to talk about it and give their opinions on it, that's okay, right? But if me with my 800 subs wants to talk about it, they don't like that. And that's true. Very true. That's why I always say, you know, I want to get my subs because of my content that I'm putting out and things that I'm talking about. And, you know, not because of a YouTuber with more subs than me comes over to my channel or something like that. Don't get me wrong. I much appreciate definitely subs from other channels who come over and sub to me. That's always appreciated. I just want to I want to feel proud of me. I guess I don't know. Maybe that don't make sense, but I want to be proud of what I'm putting into it. And you guys, my subs know me. I usually don't jump on anybody else's bandwagon. I drive my wagon over here, okay? But I just let a lot of things just ride off my back and just go with the flow, you know? Just go with the flow. Hey, JoJo, what's going on? I'm glad you popped in. No, I appreciate all you guys. I appreciate all my mods and appreciate you guys just coming in and hanging out with me. I am going to, I've said this before, but I'm really going to do it. You know, stop being on for so long. I think people get bored after an hour, you know, even 2 hours. People tend to lose interest in what you're talking about and stuff like that. So I'll get it all worked out. I'm just excited to get to a point where I feel I just feel that you know, I can start dropping my merch and things like that. Because you guys know I'm super excited about merch. I'm more excited about my merch than anything. But I'll get on track and we'll get the intro made. And, you know, I've got a couple intros already. I just don't play them because usually if I come over and I know I'm going to go live, when I see people in chat, it's like, why make you wait? I'm just going to go live and come in and say hi to everybody, you know, for sure. Thank you, Eve. I appreciate you so much, Eve. You're the best mod in the whole world. Not that my other mods aren't good, but you are very kind to everybody. And everybody recognizes that about you 1000%. So you'll always be my mod, my number one mod. Oh, thank you. Say what? Oh, girl, you're at work. Well, don't when I'm on a roll. You may not you may not want to have it on. I can't even think. Yeah, you may want to make sure you got your headphones in or your earplugs in. I could see you walking around working, me going, that motherfucker. They would be like, what? Say what? But yeah, I got to get back on track. I had just a few things kind of threw me off kilter, and you know, but to me, Don Wells, I really wish For 1 week. 1 week. No one would call them, put them on their panel, drop their Cash App, nothing. For 1 week. 5 days. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. And then you can have them on Saturday and Sunday and see how it works out. Yeah, a lot of people, they're either cleaning or cooking or going somewhere. They're always doing something usually while I'm live. Oh, you still have jobs? So you all got earbuds at work? Yeah, everybody's always doing something, which I think is fantastic. Heck yeah, if I can make your day go quicker, I will do that. I will do that for you. But no, I just appreciate you guys respecting each other in chat, even with your different opinions and theories. And I just think it's great that I know that in other chats and stuff, there's some really good people in other chats and stuff. And if I'm up late or something, I'll pop into a chat to say hi to people for sure. Like I said, I know it was Janky's. Lucy Cat was in there, Justin was in there. Nana for Life, I think, was in there. There was a few people in there, and so I definitely went in and said, hey, for sure. For sure. And then I don't stay, I usually don't stay in chat, but just to go in and say, hey, of course I'm going to do that. Oh, and Miss Chewy was in there. I have a fondness for Miss Chewy. I don't know what it is. The first time I met her, I threw her off my panel. But my heart softened up a little bit for Miss Chewy. So I like Miss Chewy. But yeah, like I was talking about, you guys, when you start talking about so and so shouldn't have a channel and all this and that, we're all not perfect. We're all gonna put out content that I don't have a clue if Cher has a live tonight, JoJo. I don't have a clue. AC Lip Lock, if you're listening, I love you, doll. I know it's a Saturday and I came on early. And like I said, I intended to spend my whole day painting. And then when I said, where's my paint? Because I've got everything, it didn't come. So I guess my lazy ass should have got up and went and got it. But I've got a painter making sure I got the right paint. So I'm really excited. And then my daughter's researching a neon light for me. And we're going to have a neon light made that says remain calm and through YouTubian Galaxy, or just like maybe remain calm, YouTubian Galaxy. So I'm really excited about that. So, and I got my material for my curtains. I just hadn't got them made yet. So it's just little things that I want to do. And I want to put everybody in a good vibe when they come over on my channel and stuff. So, but I'm excited to eat dinner because I am hungry. Girl, I went to the laundromat first thing this morning, which is, I love going to the laundromat, but for some reason I had on like a really thin long sleeve shirt. And by the time I started pulling clothes out of the dryer, I was like, Todd, I'm so hot. It just got to me so bad. And so I come home, put my clothes up and hopped in the shower. But I was like, hey, I guess if I'm just sitting here, Yeah, that's my room divider. I love my room divider. I do, don't get me wrong. But there's times when I just don't want to mess with it. But I do love my room divider for sure. And I'll definitely still be using it, but you know, I think I'm gonna I mean, I've got so much stuff, you guys. I've got 2 monitors and my laptop, a desktop, and all this other stuff. And so I thought about even buying me a bigger desk, just to have the desk space. So that way I can lay my notes out. And so, yeah, I thought about doing that. I had my TV mounted to the wall. So I've got my TV up out of the way. And so I was really glad that I did that. And, but yeah, I can't wait to transform it into, you know, what I want to transform it into for sure. All right, 3:30. Thank you guys so much. You guys know I appreciate you. I don't think I'll be able to come on tomorrow. I need to get the stuffs off my shelves and stuff so we can get this painted and stuff. Eve and all my mods, I appreciate you guys so much. I appreciate you, Eve. Thank you, Eve. You're the one. Eve, you're the one that makes people want to come over to my channel and hang out in my chat. You and the other mods, you are so kind. You guys are so kind. And I appreciate you so much. And you know what? Well, all my subs, you guys are what makes my channel for sure. I've said it many times. You guys, just being respectful to each other and, you know, not trying to demean each other and make each other feel like just because you have differences of opinions or anything like that, that you got, you know, you guys are what does it. You do it for sure. But yeah, I am excited to get my merch going. I've got a list. Should be pretty exciting. I know a lot of people want Pete. I don't know if I can give you Pete, but I think I'm gonna have some stuff done with old Pete in mind for some of you ladies. Um, Terry T, I'm not sure if she got home from the hospital today. I know she was there for a week. Lucy Cat, she was up all night in other people's chats and stuff, so I figured she wouldn't show up today. Hey, Sassy Fresh. All right, I appreciate you guys so much. It don't cost a dime to be kind. If you gotta get a little feisty, you go right ahead and do it. Oh, Coco. Coco says Pete is. Oh, Coco and Pete. Pete loves Coco. Pete loves you, Coco, for sure. But yeah, I'm not sure if Terry T is home from the hospital or not yet. We, I mean, her time and my time is 2 totally different worlds. So, Coco, I'm gonna find you something special with Pete's picture on it. I promise I will do that. So, because Pete does love Coco now. I hate to tell all you other people, but Pete loves Coco for sure. All right, I'm out of here, you guys. Have a great weekend, and I will see you on Monday. If y'all have anything exciting you want me to see, please feel free to drop it in my email, okay? I do check my emails daily. I try to anyway. So, but you guys, I ain't gonna tell you to be good. Y'all are grown. You handle things how you want, okay? Just don't let nobody give you a hard time. Stand up for yourselves, which I know you guys will for sure. All right. Peace out, you guys. Have a great night.